All right. Let's go. Let's go. All right. That Bish, that's a name. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Adam Moore's in the house. What's up? What is up? As always, got to make sure my sound is working, and then we'll really get started. Smitty, hello. Luke says yes. A couple people joining. What's going on, people? My name is Austin Hamilton. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Just getting started. Do I believe in God? Define God. But probably. Ugh, yeah, it leads to wanting more. All right, well, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. We're just getting started. Like and share if you're new here or if you're not new here. We are here, I am here to ask the question, is porn cheating? Is it cheating to masturbate while watching strangers have sex? Oh, you got an echo. Okay, hold on. I know why. That's why. What about now? Now do you have an echo? Probably not. Hopefully not. Fixed. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. Oh, hold on a second. I dropped my wedding ring, and I got to pick it up. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. All right. Micro cheating. Path to destroy intimacy. Okay. Well, for those of you that are new here, welcome. I'm Austin, and I like to ask this one simple question. Is porn cheating? Is it cheating to masturbate while watching strangers have sex, particularly when you're in a relationship? So we're going to take some guests on. Buckle up, and here we go. CC Queen, how's it going?
What's up? I absolutely love your forum. And,
you love what?
I love your forum. Like, I love your page. Oh. I'm always on your live listening. There's a lot of feedback.
Yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second. 1 second. All right, have we fixed it?
I think so. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Perfect.
I'm going to say yes, porn is cheating. I know a lot of people have different perspectives as to pornography and that sort of thing, but you know, I always feel like porn, if you will, if we want to keep it that way, I feel like it leads to other things. I think it sets expectations in relationships, and as much as people can say, and it's not just men, I think women can do it too. I think it sets expectations that are unrealistic in relationships. And I think if you do partake in porn on the side long enough or enough in a relationship, that it takes away from intimacy in your own relationship.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So Why are you so passionate about talking about this? Do you have
There,
experience with this?
yes, absolutely. I was married for 15 years and with that partner for almost 20, 19 and some change. And that was one of the things that I dealt with throughout that relationship. And I tried everything as far as, talking about it. I tried even at one point or another, even like saying, okay, well, why don't we try and do this together if that's something that, you feel like that's a part of you or important to you or whatever. It just never works. That sort of thing never works. I think if you feel so strongly about it, um, I personally feel like it takes away from what you essentially have with your partner. So, you know, um, having done that for so many years and been through it, that was kind of one of the boundaries for the next relationship that I set forth was that, if that is something that is going to be, then that's probably not necessarily my person.
Mm-hmm. Got it. It's a long relationship to
It,
have to move on from.
yeah, and it was. I mean, I'm in a new relationship now. I've been married. My new partner, we've been together 5 years. I will say this much. We've had our certain sets of boundaries being crossed and that sort of thing, but only to the point where he's made those subtle changes. And have we had a few slip ups here and there? Yes. But he's also very aware that that is one of the things that I will walk away from. Like, I will
Mm-hmm.
walk away from it. It's not
Mm-hmm.
something I'm willing to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm willing to stand by my partner and work through something like that. Those are some heavy changes if it's a man or even a woman that's, watched porn all their lives and they're kind of used to that side of things intimately with themselves. It's kind of like a thing where, oh, I'm feeling really stressed out. I'm gonna go watch some, whatever, get rid of it, go about my day, and everything's good. My partner now, we've often talked about that. And the thing is, if you feel that on a constant basis, you're what's the word? I feel like you're lacking in your relationship and more so lacking in yourself. Like I feel like pornography is an insecurity, to be honest with you. I don't think it's this great grand thing that men, stand by. Oh, I'm gonna go. It makes me more masculine because I'm watching, porn and I'm doing whatever on the side. I don't think it makes a man any more masculine. If anything,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's issues. There's deeper issues within a man that he finds the need to constantly seek that kind of validation intimately with himself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Totally. Yeah. I think there's really something to look at inside a person's heart. We'll say it's a man's heart. If when you
Yeah.
get anxious, stressed, depressed, lonely,
Yeah.
you turn towards masturbating while watching strangers having sex in order to feel better.
Yeah.
No judgment, but why?
No
Why
judgment.
is it that that's the thing
There's
that
a
you're doing
trigger.
to relieve
Yeah,
yourself? Mm-hmm.
exactly. Well, what are you masking? I guess that's my question. What is it that you're masking? Um,
Yeah.
See, for me personally, if I'm stressed out, the first thing I'm going to do is go to my partner and de-stress. You see what I'm saying? And I think if you have that kind of relationship, it's a good thing that you feel open enough to you're stressed out, and sometimes women just want that release too. And so, like, for me, I'm not going to go on my phone and release myself in the bathroom or the bedroom by myself. Like, why when I have a partner right there to share that intimate moment with?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the question. That's really how you begin looking at healing towards this is answering the why beneath why you're doing that behavior. Right. And, I
Exactly.
think that the invitation with that is can we be curious enough about our feelings and our emotions to answer that question? Okay.
Exactly.
And I think people do it because it's way less comfortable to have to feel the feelings. So let's just make them go away
Exactly.
real quick. Right.
Quick. Yeah. And then you feel
Yeah.
guilt and all that
And you feel
other
guilt and
stuff.
shame, and then the whole cycle repeats itself.
Repeats itself. Yeah. So it's kind of like, what's the point of that continuous cycle? Like, why aren't we breaking the cycle together?
Well, we are. We are right here, right?
Here we are. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You said you've been following me for a while. How long have you been tuning in?
I'd probably, gosh, well over 6 months, I can tell you that.
Okay.
And I think I tried to join a few times, but your panel was pretty packed up. But I mean, I love listening. I love listening to the different perspectives. It's always interesting to me to hear, especially when women come up on the panel and they're like, "Oh no, I'm totally fine with that. I'm okay with it." Then for me, I'm like, "Oh my God." I start to wonder, okay, morally, am I not, I'm not prude. I'm not prude by any means. I'm a wild stallion, okay? But I reserve that for my partner, if that makes sense. It's not something I want to share with anybody else. And I think that if you're, boyfriend, girlfriend may be different, but I think if you're married, you got to be able to be best friends. That's like your mirror image that you're looking at. You got to like pick apart each other. You got to learn from each other. You got to figure things out. Pornography is a big thing, and I'm glad that they've made it illegal in some states. Honestly, I wish it would just all go away, period. I feel like the world would be a better place without it.
Yeah, probably, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
It's never. No.
Yeah.
No, but
we can do our part, right? Spreading awareness and creating
part.
Conversation. Yep.
Exactly. So you as a host, I'm curious because you've done a lot of these panels. What do you find majority of your, I guess, opinions are across the board, like whether it's men or women? What is it? Like, is it socially acceptable, I guess, in this day and age that's just kind of like the norm in a relationship?
Keep watching. I know you've watched me for a while. I'll let the chat ask that. For those of you who watch me, how would you answer that question? What is kind of the norm or the typical response we get? Honestly, it's all over the place. And that's why I do this, because I'm just continuously fascinated by the myriad of perspectives and opinions that people have, right? And there's only a certain handful of variations that we hear, right? Like you mentioned, you've got the women who are like super pro porn and they're all for it. You got the men who have that orientation, and then you have people opposite. So, it's really, I like to try to just get to the heart of the issue. Why does somebody believe what they believe, right? That's what I'm more concerned about, right?
Exactly.
And it's just fascinating how we can all kind of land in different places. So I don't have a great answer to that question other than I like to just lean into that with curiosity. And that's why I
no
that's
judgment
why I do this,
ever.
right?
Exactly. And I think that's where it comes in. Somebody said in here, something about Bible and partner. And it's funny because my partner and I, we were just talking, he and I was just talking earlier about how that's what marriage is supposed to be. It's like you serve each other. That's where you basically check your selfishness at the door, and it becomes selflessness. It's all about your partner. It's all about how can you prioritize and meet their needs. And so I think when you are in a relationship and the other person's continuously satisfying their own needs on the side, that's one-sided to me. And I think that creates problems, huge problems in a relationship.
Totally.
Self-control was one of the big things one of your people in the comments said. And that's the 9 fruits of the spirit. 9 fruits of the spirit, which my husband has tattooed on him. Self-control is the last one, but let me tell you, it's probably one of the hardest ones out of the 9 fruits of the spirit is self-control. So you just have to get to a point, I think, where you're with your partner and you figure each other out. What are your triggers? What can I do to de-stress you when you're feeling a certain way that you don't lean in towards that stuff?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you want to realize how selfish you are? Get married, right?
Absolutely.
You'll realize that real quick, or not realize it, and then you're in for a rude awakening.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, thank you for sharing. Yes, married 15 years as of just a few days ago. So, yay, we did it.
Absolutely wonderful.
We made it.
Happy anniversary to you guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. We got 10 more years to reach your status, but I've
Hey.
already been there, done that. So I'm
Yep.
still in learning progress. But thank you so much for
Well,
what you're doing. Spread the word.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm still learning as well. It's a work in progress. So,
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming up and, well, not coming up here, but you just talking and opening up about it. Because
yeah,
not a lot of men like to talk about this stuff. They get angry,
yeah.
defensive.
Well, stick
And
around.
so this is a nice
We'll
place
listen
to
to-
open up.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for
Appreciate
sharing.
you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, chat. It was our anniversary just a few days ago. Appreciate that. 15 years. You know, it was a long run to get to this point, but we made it. So, how long have you all been married? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Welcome everybody. Mama Robes, Callie. See you there. Who else is there? I saw an honest love. Caitlin, you there? Almost 2 years. Love that. All right, we're just getting started, chat. Give me a follow if you guys don't follow me already. My name is Austin Hamilton, also known as the Porn Coach. Here to ask the most important question in the world that I have found to this point. Is porn cheating? That question will take us to some very interesting places. We got a bunch of people queued up, 14 people queued up in the guest queue right now. Love that. We're going to get to not all of them, but a lot of them and see where it takes us. I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men who are struggling from unwanted sexual behavior and want to break free from it, as well as women who are struggling with partner betrayal trauma and want to heal through that. If you're interested in that, go to the link in my bio and you can schedule a call with me and see if it may be a fit. If not, give me a follow here. Hey there, what's going on?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. Melanie Whitley, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Is porn cheating?
So good. In my opinion, I do think it is.
Okay. Tell me more.
Kind of like the last guest, it's like there comes more with it. There's lust. There's something that becomes not enough. So then you strive for more. And I've never been a porn watcher, so I can't quite relate. But I have been through it with my previous relationships, and I'm happily married for almost 16 years now. We have 3 beautiful children. Thank you. Thank you. But I do, and there's women watchers and men watchers that they both lust over, what they don't have in the room. And I think that's why it very much well becomes a very important conversation that you have, and communication is very key. Being open, and especially before you get married, what are your desires? What do you like? I mean, those are important conversations that you have before you get married or become serious in a relationship as a partner, regardless of before marriage. And those are very key topics that I had with my spouse and that he had with me. And like I said, I've never been a porn watcher. So like, it wasn't a big deal for me. I don't need that, like I'm more physical. I like my person, and, when I have my own desires, I go to my person, and that's just what I think. In my opinion, because not everyone feels the way that I feel, but, I am a little religious, and, I do take from the Bible, and I say, this isn't right. Even looking at someone with lustful eyes isn't okay, whether it's nude or not. If you're looking at them in a certain way, which again, we're human, we have emotions. So it's hard to, scramble in one sentence within like, hey, you can't do this, but yet we're human. It's very difficult, but that's where temptation comes in, and you have to pray upon it. And that's just where I kind of fall into that category, where it's just like, hey, if we're having some problems, some issues, some heartaches, or some temptations, let's pray. Let's pray to Jesus. And that's just kind of, I've never had to struggle with it. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. But I have been in previous relationships. It's just not fun. You're always heartbroken, and you feel, then that person feels like they're not good enough, that, I'm not good looking enough, I'm not skinny enough, or this enough, or that enough, whatever it is. And to me, some folks are okay with it, like I have. Unfortunately, I mean, I say unfortunately because it's kind of sad. I hate that for them, but like I do have some, interactions with friends where they're like, yeah, well, I'm okay with them watching this, and I do this on my own time too. And it just kind of takes away from the intimacy within the marriage and then within the home.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just kind of where I fall back on.
Yeah, got it. Have you been in a relationship where porn was a problem for you?
Absolutely.
What was that like for you?
Absolutely. I mean, it's gut wrenching. It's like, it sparks up all the questions, like I'm not good enough, I'm not skinny enough, or I'm not big enough, or I'm not doing this good enough or that. It's just, am I not wearing the right things? I'm not saying the right things. Am I not doing the right things? And then it puts conscious on the other person, not necessarily being the female, or it could be the male, vice versa, in whichever way this goes. But in my case, I am with males. So, yeah, I feel like, am I not pretty enough? Am I not skinny enough? Or, it does spark those questions. But at the end of the day, it's like, I know what I'm doing, and I know I'm doing right for my partner, and especially now within my marriage now. I've been married for, I said it in the chat, almost 16 years. And we have 3 beautiful children, and I am so happy, and he's so happy. And, communication is key. Like, if you want to spark new things in the bedroom because you're tempted or interested, then let's talk about it. And then of course there needs to be lines that are drawn, because not everyone's down with everything, right? So I have an open mind, but at the same time, my husband respects me when I say no. And I don't think it's ever come to that, though. It's always been very, trying to use the proper, it's always been mutual and okay, because nothing's been so like crazy, I mean, and there is some crazy stuff on there with the corn, and I mean,
There sure
there
is.
is. There
Yep.
is. There's crazy things out there. Just because I know what's out there in the world, not because I've seen it or watched it or whatever, but I know evil, and I know what people do to, I don't know. I think communication is very key when it comes to that.
Yeah, totally. I mean, being on the same page, I can't remember who talks about this in their book, but they talk about sex being like a buffet, and each person kind of decides what's on the buffet for them, and it's going to be different. And so you have to talk about where the differences are and what each person is comfortable with doing, and then you get to do that. But that can only happen through conversation. Right? So if you're not having that conversation, something may happen to where it's going to be like, okay, what are we doing here? So we got to communicate about what our expectations are. And one of the problems with pornography is that it can create unrealistic expectations. For example, sex is not something, I believe, that you just push a button and then you get to have or do that thing, right? You have to actually learn about your partner and about yourself and your desire so that you can then come together and create the experience together, which is very different than just turning on pornography. Well, thank you for sharing.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me up.
All right,
Thank
take
you
care.
so much. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
You too. Have a good night.
W's in the chat for our guests, all of our guests. Do you guys hear the beeps, the air horn? Is that too loud? Give me a follow if you guys don't follow me already. Follow button is up there somewhere. Oh my gosh, my back hurts. If you see me do that, like wince every once in a while, I can't help it. My back hurts. Pray for me. All right. Tap the like button. Let's get this up to 10,000 likes. Look, I got my phone right here. I'm doing my part. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, shoot. I swiped off my own live. There we go. I'm back. Tap, 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 tap. 10,000 likes. We'll bring on another guest here. I have a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. All right. Another guest. Wayne, are you there? Alyssa Knopf or Croft. I have a huge story. Oh boy. Okay. Huge story. Wayne, you there? Wayne, going once, going twice? Nope, no Wayne? Okay. A huge story. I don't know what to make of that. We'll get to you. A huge story. I'll get you next, Alyssa. What's up, Kel? Kel, you been wearing that hoodie? I got to make the hoodies for sale again. That was you that bought one a while ago, right? Is this guest here? No. Like I almost want to join again for the hey, you're still here. You can still participate in the comments. All right. Alyssa Croft. Hey there.
Yeah,
how's it going?
Doing all right.
Okay.
How about you?
I'm doing good, thanks. You 18 or over?
Yes, I'm 22.
Okay. 22. All right. So you've got a huge story.
At least to me, it feels that way.
Okay.
So basically, just a little backstory.
How huge is this going to be? Like, is it going to take a while, or huge as in
I
like
can make it
meaningful?
quick. Like a little bit of both. It extends into a lot of things. I guess it shows how porn can lead to other things, not just porn.
Got it.
My fiance, it started essentially when he was 5, 6 years old. His parents allowed him to see like sex scenes and stuff, and never actually like taught him the right way. And so then it led to him. He opened up about a couple weeks to me about this, and I'm still processing. But then it led to him at like 10 years old. Asking a 4-year-old if she wanted to have sex. Like it led to some insane things. And he's not done that since, but he opened up about that and how almost every girl he sees, he imagines doing stuff with. And, even our friends, like my ex-best friend, I was in a pool, we were swimming together, and there was one time he was like, oh, well, I could slip and fall and like accidentally touch her butt or something. And like things like that, it's just like while I'm in the pool, and it's brought it to a weird point, and it's hard because I've known him for 8 years, been together 5 years. I mean, I'm 22, so that's like half my life. And so I just didn't expect this coming from him, and multiple times I've been like, hey, like this needs to change, and he keeps slipping up. And like one time we were low on income and spent money to pay for something, and was talking to another girl, like trying to send like sexual messages. Like he came to me, but he still kept doing it. And it's like, I know he's fighting something. But yeah, it's very hard for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a huge story. And you said you guys are engaged?
Yeah. So, it's hard because like he does truly try to help. Like I actually, a couple years ago got diagnosed with POTS and EDS. And it makes it really hard to hold a job. So he had to leave school and pick up on working. And so it's hard because he made that sacrifice for me. So like, I want to try to make things work. But at the same time, it's hard because, there's probably 100 different names of just different people he remembered getting off to, like, and all this kinds of different porn. Like it's became such a big thing. And it started, just as simple as, him just watching porn, being younger, and now it's evolved into this like huge thing. Um, and
Yeah.
it broke me at first. So, because I should have prefaced that he had access to stuff with me. When I first found out this was an issue, I'm like, okay, we're going to get you into therapy. And in the meantime, while you get this to work, here's stuff of just me for the meantime. And he's still choosing to watch other girls. So
Okay.
it's like, why is he choosing to, some of my new friends that are girls, he's opened up that he's thought about stuff with them. And it's crazy. He is in therapy, by the way. I see people in the comments, but he's still going through therapy currently. But it's still, it's happened, it's the past, but it still hurts.
Yeah. Well, it's not the past. It is, and it's not, because
Yeah,
the past kind of goes with us everywhere we are.
yeah.
What's it like for you being in the relationship with him with all this stuff going on?
Like I said, it's hard because like we have such a big history. My parents gave me trauma and he stuck through that with me. I actually ran away to his family's house. I was with him when his dad passed away. There's a lot that we've been through together. Even though I'm 22, I feel like I've been through 10, 15 years of stuff with him. And so it's hard because it's like we have all those memories, but it's like, could I do better? Like, I have all these health issues and sometimes I doubt that I can't. But it's a mix of a lot of things and I think I'm still trying to process, a lot of things. He's my first probably real relationship. Before him, I think it was 6 months in high school was a previous one. I mean, being together 5 years, engaged, being there when his dad died and, game nights with his family. And like, it's just, there's such a big, powerful thing there. And so for me to find out that for the past 5 years, he's just been masturbating all these other girls when we had such a, like I was his first. So that's why this is also weird. And I regret him not being mine, but there's a lot to it. I think I'll always love him and I want the best for him, but it's hard, because I am sick. How many guys will want to work with me on that? He will, if I'm going to fall in the shower, he'll come in and help me. If he needs to pick up on dinner after a day of work because I'm just so dizzy from my POTS, he will step up and cook a dinner with no complaint, and I do love him for that, but it's like, I mean, he literally said he's masturbated to his own family, his own sisters, his aunts, it's like, how do I work with that,
It's a good question. How do you work with that?
Yeah.
How do you work through this?
Well, some people have called out. I do make music. We actually did relate on that. He was going to be a music teacher. That's what he was going to school for. And so I make music. I'm working to get my insurance license just to, help support bills on my own. But, yeah, it's just trying to do what I can, to be honest. I do Bible studies with my friends, try to hang out with them more. But yeah, it's kind of just figuring some stuff out because we had a good routine, and so now I'm just trying to figure out a different routine in case I have to go a different route.
Mm-hmm. Like what? What other route might you go?
On my own, I think sometimes I doubt that I could, since becoming sick, I've doubted that sometimes I could, be okay on my own. I've never actually been on my own. I had my parents who didn't even allow me to have my own birth certificate for a long time, so I couldn't open a bank account. I couldn't get my license. Like, that's the kind of trauma. Like, they literally, when people say helicopter parents, I'm like, yeah, I experienced that times 10. So, I've just never really had that independence. So I do kind of fear it. But I'm just trying to prepare for if that's the move I have to make. As much as I love him, it's just, there might be so much that he needs to fix before we can, truly have something good, if that is even in the future. So it's, yeah.
What do you fear about your independence?
Well, that kind of comes down to my health. Some of the health issues that I've been diagnosed with and I'm still working through, like POTS is again one thing. I have really bad endometriosis. So when that time comes around, jobs are, really hard in person to deal with. I was dealt a bad batch. I have scoliosis. My legs are two different lengths. Like it's you know, things of that nature. But so I think it can set myself into flares, which can make it really hard to make it on my own. I mean, I'm working on an album actually, music album for chronic illnesses. I want it to be called The Chronicles, and it kind of just spreads light spreads light, sorry, on an invisible illness. And so, because a lot of people don't know about the invisible illness community, and I even have a side business idea of I won't give out my whole idea on that, but it's just a little side business to help out people with disabilities. And so I have a lot that I'm trying to do. It's just the action part can be really hard, So
Yeah.
just trying to figure it all out,
Yeah, that's really hard. And the action, execution, right? That's where everything happens. What are you trying to figure out with your current partner? There's like this balance between your current partner and then all these other things you're dealing with, essentially pointing towards your independence. And I don't know, I guess what is the action that you're wanting to take that you may be afraid to take or feel like you can't take it if he isn't there? What would you do if you could just step into that more fully?
Like, are you saying like what action would I do if he wasn't there?
Sure.
I mean, I just continue to keep trying to, get a job to work. I would keep working on music. I would continue to just try to be there for my friends. And I just continue to get closer with my faith. I think, faith is something that I try to keep in my corner right now more than ever. And so that is something that I think has actually kept me grounded. My friends, my one friend took me out to the mall and we played with puppies. So that was just something that I think helped me. And I think anyone else going through something like this, finding a hobby, I think is the biggest thing. Because there's times, it can be hard to be around him because we share a home. Like, we're engaged, but we share an apartment. We have 3 cats. We're supposed to get married. That was the end goal. And so, there's a lot that we do share. So yeah, it's just hard. And I think, just having that hobby and something to go to when it gets hard is, I think, what, helps me out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. Sierra said, can I come up as a fellow POTS diagnosed and a similar situation? I'd love to help her. Are you open to hearing from her?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay. Hey there, what's going on?
I just wanted to let you know that I have POTS. I went through a similar situation where I felt like I couldn't be alone. And the one thing that I can give you advice on is never be scared of being alone. Learn to be okay with being alone. Slowly distance yourself. I don't know what your at-home life is, and I'm not asking for that. That's your personal information. But girl, you have to do what's best for yourself. And with POTS, being in high stressful situations and things that can be detrimental to your health is the last thing you need to be putting yourself into. And you're young, so you have to think about what the next 20 to 30 years is going to be like and what you're willing to go through.
No worries. No, I do appreciate that. And I think that's something I definitely, and I see therapy myself. I see a therapist. And so
That's great.
I have a goal is, learning just, independence and how to get on my feet. Because like I said, my
It's
parents
hard.
really helped me. My parents wouldn't even let me have a job, at all. I was
Right.
20 and was still treated like a 14-year-old. And I'm not just saying that, like literally. So
No,
just
I get
learning
it.
how to be independent and how to just navigate the world, find out what I do deserve. Sometimes I get stuck in my head like, dang, do I really deserve what all these other girls deserve? Because I can't provide, I
Right.
can't, clean the house and do things like that like some other girls can. And so just, finding out, hey, I do deserve the things that, everyone else does.
You're always worthy of what you think you're not worthy of. And that's something, again, with POTS, it's hard to understand because it's an invisible illness and people don't believe it's a legit thing that you can pass out 1 second and then go on to clean your house and do your dishes. It's an incredible sickness, and it stinks, and I get where you're coming from, but that was the one thing working through. I was in pretty much word for word the same situation that you were in. My son's father was the exact same way. He was in the military. That was his excuse for watching corn, was everybody in the military does it. And I got to the point where, okay, well, if everybody in the military does it, then that's just not a lifestyle I want to be about.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it took a lot of therapy and it took a lot of time, but I promise you'll get to that point, and I hope you do work it out if that's what you want. But if not, do what's best for yourself. You don't have kids yet. You're not putting anybody else in that situation. It's solely focused on you. And now's the time to decide one way or the other. I'm not telling you to leave him like a lot of people in the comments are, but it is scary. Just some of the things that you said. If you were to get married and have kids, some of his behavior is scary. But I hope that you do what's best for yourself and you don't get too caught up in it, because it's hard to leave no matter what the situation is. You've loved him for years, not months.
Yeah.
So just make sure that you protect yourself and you think of the fact that kids can pop up at any given moment. They're not always planned, and it's scary. And I just want you to make sure that your POTS doesn't get worse because of it, because mine did, and I almost lost my life because of it.
No, that's right. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you got that figured out. I luckily have not gotten that severe. I've never passed out. I've been stuck in the stage beforehand for a long time though. But yeah, I think that's just the biggest thing, is just figuring out, where I'm meant to go from here. And I think that's the biggest thing, because again, there were things he had been there for me for, like all the hospital visits. He's never questioned me once. He's my whole family who doubts this condition. He's seen it and he's never doubted me. And so it's like he's the one person that has truly been there to support me, when my own parents have literally, like, I think it's been 2 weeks and they haven't even said one word to me. Like, it's, like I don't hear from any of my parents. It's a whole thing. But I think the biggest thing is just figuring out, when he was my only support system and now this, like, okay, how do I move forward? So it's it is hard just figuring out how to get back on my feet. So especially with this condition.
Absolutely. I get it.
All right. Thank you for jumping on, Sierra. Appreciate you sharing. And Alyssa, thank you for sharing. That sounds really tough. And I just echo what Sierra said. You got to look out for yourself. And there's a lot for you guys to work through. So appreciate you sharing.
No worries. And thank you for having me up.
Yeah. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. W's in the chat for all of our guests. Appreciate you guys sharing. Let's take out another guest. It's good to be here. We're almost at 10,000 likes. Let's go. 8,200. Like and share. Like and share. Let's go. Let's go. Is secret gambling cheating too? I don't know. Probably. Probably. Ask your partner. Ask your partner. Maybe they might not use the word cheating, but what would they call it? I'll be right back, chat. I'll be right back. I'll take on another guest. Let's go. Where are you guys all tuning in from tonight? I am in Phoenix, Arizona, where today we had a brisk day. Weather, Phoenix. It was only 109 today. It's not bad. Still got about 10 more degrees to go. But, we'll survive. Tucson, Arizona, look at that. Bet it was hot there today, too. I bet it was hot there too. North Carolina, New York, Dayton, Texas, New Zealand, Indiana, Louisiana, Toronto, Manchester, UK, Houston, Liverpool. Look at you guys all over the place. South Africa. Look at that. Houston is humid. Oh, go Knicks, I suppose, for those basketball fans out there. What a great series it was. This person's not here. We're going to disconnect them. Also Tucson. Wow, Tucson. A lot of porn addicts in Tucson, apparently. I was lit finna go watch and this popped up. I was lit finna go watch and this popped up. Can you please stop spamming that? Or you'll probably get banned. Where's that person that just made a mod? What was your name again? Oh, Momo Queen. I got your message. Appreciate that. I don't know how much you watch me, but I got a pretty long leash with banning people, okay? They got to do something really egregious before we ban them. So, but use your judgment. Hey there, what's going on?
What's going on, bud?
Lil Mike 828. Not much. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's a beautiful Tuesday.
Beautiful Tuesday, that's right. It's
I'm
porn
on
cheating.
West Coast also.
Okay, West Coast, let's go.
Is porn cheating?
That's the question.
Yeah, and I feel it is.
You feel it is, okay. Why is that?
Well, just like the last person you had, it's learning the kinks. It was a little crazy on her story, but I do feel it is.
Okay. Why is that?
8 years, and she's 22. So 8 years in a relationship. She's 22 years old.
Well,
My
hold on.
sister, what's up?
You talking about the previous guest?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about the previous guest. Let's talk about why you think porn isn't cheating.
Oh, it's not cheating.
Or why it is cheating. What's your opinion again? You think it is cheating?
I believe it is.
Oh, you believe it is. Okay. Yeah. So why is that?
Having to do a job, if you're with a significant other, they should be able to provide those needs. Sorry, I didn't think I was actually going to get in here. It's 9:30. I need to be going to bed.
Okay.
But,
do you want to go to bed now?
Yeah, you can kick me out. Enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Good night. Enjoy your sleep. Enjoy your sleep. All right. We're almost to 10,000 likes. 9,500. Let's go. Let's go. Big Guy 2303. It sounds like the melatonin kicked in. What's up, Nikki? Good to see you. I have been on request for a long time, but keep accidentally swiping. Sorry, that's on you. All right, this person's not here. Let's get another one. What's better, corn or cheating? Depends on what kind of corn. Depends on what kind of corn. Lately, I've been doing corn wrapped in foil on the grill, and that's pretty good. A little sweet corn. I'm thankful for the corn honesty, Aaron. Me too. That's why we do this. All right. We'll get another guest on here in just a minute. Give me a follow if you guys like my content. If you haven't followed me already, follow button's up there somewhere. Good to see you guys tonight. You know what I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Hello.
You've been on this topic for 2 years. Mendy, yes, I have, and it's going to be a lot more than that. Hey there, Cute Theory. How's it going?
Going good. How about you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Can you hear
Is
me?
I can hear you. Yep. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
cool. Yeah, I guess there's a bit of a delay. Sorry.
Okay. Well, we'll try to work through it. Is porn cheating?
No. I don't think that porn is cheating. I think that cheating requires interaction. So, if somebody's just watching like a video or a film, I don't believe that's cheating. If they were, say, interacting with an OnlyFans girl or paying for cam girls, that would be. I do think that essentially, just because somebody is watching porn in a relationship, it doesn't mean that they're also not present sexually in the relationship, and present with their partner in terms of emotions, intimacy, outside of just sex and all that stuff. And so just because somebody watches porn doesn't mean that they're not fulfilling the emotional and sexual requirements of the relationship. So I don't see it as cheating.
Got it. Okay. Are you in a relationship?
No, I've been single for a few years now.
Okay. When you've been in relationships, do you watch porn or does your partner watch porn?
Um, I don't think I did. I think that we were like experimenting with each other a good deal. He might have sometimes. I mean, we talked about it, right? And we were both of the mind where we had a discussion about when I was growing up, I had an unhealthy relationship with that kind of material. So it was the only thing I had to interact with as I was coming of age and like getting to know myself in terms of interests in that. And I think that how you consume porn on sites like Pornhub and stuff like that, the kind of fetish content that you can see, all of that stuff kind of fried my brain and changed how I experience desire and how I interact with my own sexuality. So I stopped watching porn and we were kind of in agreement around that. We both talked about our experience around it. And so, I mean, both of us could have, but we were sort of on the same page with that. Where I think
Got
it's
it.
one thing if you watch a video together, I think it's another if you porn scroll and that's all you're doing.
Got it. Okay. So you had an unhealthy relationship with it when you were younger. You described some of that. I'm curious, what made that an unhealthy relationship as compared to a healthy relationship?
Okay. So it wasn't an addiction in a lot of the ways that people think when you're just completely balls to the wall multiple times a day, hours at a time. Though, like early on, there were probably times where I would spend maybe 45 minutes looking for a video before I could finally commit to something. But I would say it was damaging to me because it got to the point when I was like, I don't know if the imagery that I'm being shown, the fantasies that I'm being shown, the sorts of sexual interactions I'm being shown, are really how I am sexually or just stimulating to me because I'm seeing it on a screen. So let me stop. And then I realized that I wasn't able to personally achieve satisfaction without consuming that kind of content. So I think it was the kind of imagery, the depictions of how the women are treated, the sorts of sexual acts that are very intense and violent and dramatic. I think it was all of those things, plus the fact that it took me a number of years to be able to achieve satisfaction by myself without having that material in front of me.
Got it. Okay. Do you think that there's a healthy way to consume all of the above you just described?
I think that some people don't have issues with it. Some people haven't put that much time into watching that amount of content. Maybe they weren't affected in that way, but we do know that it does affect our brains negatively and it does create something of an addiction. So I think for some people, maybe it's never been an issue. However, I think that the porn industry is incredibly corrupt. I think that you can never truly know if the actors that you're watching on screen were in safe, healthy states of mind or if they were treated ethically. And I think that the depictions of sexual acts are incredibly harmful to all of us. I think that there are some like porn houses and some depictions of sex that can be more artistic, that can be erotic, that can be enjoyed. There are places like Erica Lust and stuff like that where I've watched some of those and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Okay, at the end of the day, it's still porn, but at least it's not just garbage. So yes and no.
Got it. Okay. So I know you're not currently in a relationship, but do you have a boundary or preference for how you may want pornography treated in your relationships?
I don't watch it. Like, I have the preference to like not consume it, because of my history. And I just want a healthy, happy sex life. And so if my partner is traveling for work down the line, or if, in their free time, they feel like popping on a video, like, that's fine with me. As long as it's not getting in the way of their life or of our sex life or intimacy, emotional life, whatever.
Got it. Okay. So if your partner, hypothetically, may be traveling or something, you're okay with saying, hey, why don't you go use somebody else in a porn video to do what you need to do?
Well, I mean, I don't really think that they're using somebody else. I think that they're watching a pornography movie, film, whatever, to stimulate themselves to masturbate and get off. Like, I think the concept of them using another person that's not present doesn't make sense. But I mean, not to be like lost in the semantics of it. I think that if they want to masturbate and they want to masturbate with porn, that's okay because it's their body and their choice.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. We can semantically using or watching. I mean, splitting hairs there, but okay. Their body, their choice. Okay. All right. Where do you think that could lead for a partner?
Where could it lead?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I think I'm at this point in my life, I'm turning 30 this year. I think that people are aware of their sexual needs, desires, preferences, like watching porn to get off because you're on a business trip and I'm not available and you felt like it. I don't think it's going to lead anywhere. I'm not worried about that. I can make arguments for what it would be, but I just don't think that it's like a slippery slope at this point in my life with the person I would choose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I guess, what might happen if your partner is continuously lusting after somebody who isn't you?
If they're continually lusting after, like what, they have a favorite porn actress or something?
Sure. Like, is that really what you want? I think that's really my question. You're wanting, you're being permissive of your partner lusting after somebody else because it's convenient.
Yeah, but I'm also permissive of myself doing that if I wanted to, which I don't. But anyways, let me answer your question. I would not pick a partner that doesn't have the desire to prioritize me and have like a strong, healthy sexual relationship. So if our sex life is dying off and we're not talking about it and he's not being open and honest about it, and with the little free time he has, he's using that to have this new hobby of lusting after someone else, yeah, I'm sure it would bother me. But if it wasn't affecting our sex life, I don't know. I watch movies all the time that I find actors like super attractive in. And I like, you know what? Actually, no, that's not true. Because I'm making an intentional effort not to lust over people at all because I don't think it's healthy. When I find out people are married, I don't even think about them in that context. So yeah, you know what? It probably would bother me.
Okay. Yeah, if you're intentionally saying I'm not going to lust after people because I don't think it's healthy, my question or my challenge for you is, why are you extending that, almost giving permission to a partner to say, hey, but you go ahead and do that if it's more convenient for you? Right. So my challenge for you
I
is,
think because
why?
we don't have parameters. Oh, sorry.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Because we don't have parameters on like what you mean by lusting. Like how often? How regular?
How much lusting after somebody who's not your partner would be a problem? I think that's the better question.
I would say if it's more than once a week, like regularly every week, let's say we are at the point in our relationship where we're intimate 3 times a week and it drops down to 2, because I'll come to you and you would have just done it yourself, gotten off by yourself, that's going to be a whole conversation. And if it's not something that's rectified, like that would be a huge issue for me. So to me, it's just if you're taking your sexual energy elsewhere and it's taking away from our relationship, that's when it becomes a problem.
Got it. Yeah, I think it's a slippery slope there, right? Because, you know, and again, my curiosity is why? Like, why once a week? What I heard is if they're only lusting after somebody else who's not me once a week, that's okay.
The differentiator is if it's affecting our sex life. If it's taking away from, if I want to be intimate with my partner and I can't because he just got off because he was watching porn and that's a regular problem, oh, I'm not in the mood. Why? What happened? I'm sure I wouldn't ask why, but I just say okay. But imagine I ask why, and he's like, well, I just did it myself. Okay, well.
Well, I think regardless
it becomes
of
a habit.
Yeah, I think regardless of whether you think it's affecting your sex life or not, my question would be, why would that be something that you're okay with your partner doing?
Because it's not a deal breaker. I don't know how else to put it. I'm okay with it because I have issues with, I have all sorts of critiques, but it's not a deal breaker because I also still slip sometimes.
Well,
sometimes you just want to get off.
I got that. Slipping's another thing. I think what I'm hearing from you is you're saying like yes to this. Yes, it's more convenient. There's no other possibility. This is going to be something that's okay, and we're just going to be okay with this level of, you know, lusting or going to other people. I'll say the word using other people. You might not use that same verbiage, but again, I'm just curious why, and maybe what else. Like, would you prefer to have somebody who only has eyes for you and is not lusting after other women, or, you know, like the preference of saying, hey, go ahead, lust after other women? Are you just totally okay with that?
Like, I just think the clear distinction is if you're looking at it from the lens of his lustfulness is unhealthy and it's persistent, maybe there's some level of obsession or abnormality about it, I would likely agree with you. But I just think if it's part of like a natural, regular, healthy sexual rhythm where every once in a while he watches some porn to get off, I just think that it's like screaming at somebody who's on a diet for eating ice cream. It's like, yeah, we have little slip-ups. It happens. But as long as he's not some kind of ravenous, lustful sex freak, I just don't see how it's a huge problem. I think that everything in moderation to a degree.
Got it.
Do you think that porn is inherently immoral or something?
Well, I think in the context of a committed monogamous relationship, it's kind of like the whole point of a committed monogamous relationship is we're saying we're not going to go outside of one another for our sexual desires.
I was searching up a definition of infidelity, and so what it said is like breaching the commitment or being unfaithful to each other for each other's sexual and emotional needs. And so this goes back to what I was saying earlier.
Well,
I don't think that I own my partner's body.
Yeah,
infidelity would be
say
cheating.
you do. Well, adultery and infidelity are different, but
okay.
That's the question. Adultery, generally speaking, I mean, go look up the definitions, but adultery implies some sort of physical contact, whereas infidelity can be more broad into the emotional side of it.
Okay. Yeah, I looked up cheating and it just said like the, trickery. I'm like, oh no, I mean in the romantic sense. So I switched to infidelity.
Well, I would just say cheating as no, I got it. I would say cheating is going against the agreement, right? So again, back to the root of it. If the agreement is we're committed to one another and one another only, and that may not be the commitment or the agreement, right? But if that's the agreement, then again, my question would be, why would any amount of intentional, willful lusting after or seeking out other people who aren't your partner, why would that be permissible for you? And if it is, that's fine. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just curious.
Oh, well, that's the clear distinction. If there's an agreement between us that we're not inclusive of that, if I say this is what I want and he goes against that, then yeah, that would be a violation of the relationship, and it would be grounds for us breaking up.
So are you, when you're in a relationship, are you wanting somebody who kind of only has eyes for you and will make that commitment only to you, or are you okay with them kind of maybe getting 85% of the way there?
Yeah, and I think that I can have that without being black and white on this concept that he would never watch porn again ever from the day that we commit ourselves to each other.
Got it.
I think we could have a great sex life. He could desire me, I could desire him. We could be really about each other. And like, there might be a couple of times where he watches porn, and to me, it's not grounds for feeling personally violated or undesirable, because my confidence comes from within myself.
Got it.
And I don't feel that I have ownership of his body.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
Have a good night.
All right. You too. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, chat. W's in the chat. I turned the music off for some of the guests because they're getting some feedback. Welcome, everybody. Good to see y'all. Tap the screen. We made it past 10,000 likes. Look at that. Give me a follow if you guys like my content. If you don't follow me already. I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men who are struggling with unwanted sexual behavior and women who are wanting to heal through partner betrayal trauma. Go to the link in my bio if you want to heal through that, because healing doesn't happen until it's witnessed empathetically. All right. I definitely need to heal. Well, it's possible. It's possible. First time here, I could go all day on the subject. Well, here we are. We're here. We're going to take more guests, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to try to find the answer to this question. I thought you were Michael from GTA. I don't even know what that means. Hey there, what's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Luke Adonis, are you 18 or over?
Yeah.
All right. Is porn cheating?
I think the question is not if porn is cheating. I think it's that, is porn right or wrong? And I think my statement is like, basically, for men, I think it affects us much more than women understand. Like it has extreme effects for men, and I think that the question isn't like, is it gonna affect my relationship? I think the answer is indefinitely yes, it will in some shape or form, and I think it's morally incorrect.
Okay, got it. Do you watch porn?
I have in the past. I'm currently not.
Okay. How long ago did you give it up?
It's like a seasonal thing for me, so it's off and on. It's something that's like a constant struggle, honestly.
Got it. It's like snow, it just comes and goes.
Yeah, exactly. But it's always that conviction's always in the back of my mind. Like I feel like absolute shit after, excuse my French, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what does that pattern look like for you?
In which way?
Like the seasonality of it when it comes and goes.
I think it's extremely addictive. I think it's like one of those things where it's like when it comes hard, right? So it's like it's just like one of those things. It's hard to break that like pattern. It's so accessible and so easy, and it's become so normalized that it's just so hard to break that bad habit.
Mm-hmm. How long or when did it start for you?
Early. I mean, when I was in high school.
How old are you now?
26.
Okay.
Yeah.
10, 12 years or so. The average age of exposure is by the age of 13. All right. So you're right about there.
Yeah.
How were you first exposed?
I actually don't know, but I mean, probably it's, has something to do with school, like just buddies and friends. One person tells another, it spreads like wildfire. Mm-hmm. It becomes this like mysterious thing, and then all the guys are like, "Oh, well, yeah, like let me try this." And I don't, I don't want to like overshare, but I mean, like back in school, like the cool thing was to to pass around, the toys and stuff like that around school. And like, it became this like obsession almost. And I think this, like, there's no stoicism in it. And I think as a man, it's important for us to be leaders, and it's important for us to, God made us with testosterone, right? Like, that's something that we should be saving. I think that's important.
So when did you come to the awareness? And I appreciate you sharing, man. I really do. It's awesome. Very refreshing to have someone share like you are. When did you come to the awareness that maybe this wasn't something that's serving you and or your relationships?
Yeah, I mean, in previous relationships, it became a problem, right? And so that's kind of what brought it to light. Like, okay, maybe this isn't. I mean, in the moment, obviously, I didn't really see it as a bad thing, but as time went on, I think I grew up and I realized that, okay, looking back, that did have an effect on my relationship. It's not like physical cheating, right? But like when women say it's an emotion, he's emotionally cheating on me, I think what they're trying to say is it's morally incorrect and he's being a bad leader.
What was it that had you have that change of heart or the change of mind to get to that point?
I don't know. I think just the realization, like realizing that the effects that it has, because also like when you're in those patterns, when you see the other side, it's like, all right, yeah, maybe this isn't good for me. You have that conviction of like, okay, this isn't good. And I think who you surround yourself with is obviously, it's obviously like part of this, right? Like if all of your friends are doing it, then it becomes a normal thing. And then, so that also matters, like surrounding yourself around the right people too.
Yeah. All right. So you said you kind of go in ebbs and flows now. What have you done to try to kick this habit for good?
I would say the number one thing is managing stress, because I notice that it comes when I'm super stressed out. And so I'm like, it's just like looking for a fix. It's almost like an addiction, right? And so it's like, instead of doing that, like I'll have like accountability partner, like one of my best friends of all time. We've been accountability partners for the last 2 years. And so I'll hit him up like, yo, bro, let's just chat it up real quick. And he's down, it's like we hold each other accountable and we don't judge each other.
The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. It's connection with other people. Way to go, man. Who else in your life knows that you're struggling with this, but besides that person?
Well, now my two best friends are sitting right next to me.
What's up, guys? Cat's out of the bag.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
Do they watch porn? Let's get them on.
No, I don't know.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? Do you watch porn?
I have, yeah. I mean, I'm probably on the same boat with Lucas here. It comes and goes. It goes through seasons, and I've noticed myself as well that it happens mostly when I'm stressed. So very, very similar to what he just mentioned. I know at the beginning of the convo, you guys asked, how long have I been exposed to porn? And I think I can remember I've been exposed to it since I was like 8 years old. Either by it popping up online some way, somehow, or something along those lines. And it created a habit back when I was a young child where it got me when I was, I guess, vulnerable. And that's when, like an addiction started. I feel like that's a pretty common story for most young men.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for sharing that.
I was actually looking at a statistic. Sorry. I was looking at a statistic like yesterday morning, actually, and I saw something online where it said that young men from ages 18 to 25, around 50 to 65% of them look at porn on a weekly basis. And I thought that was extremely shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and like I mentioned earlier, the average age of exposure is by the age of 13. And so, hearing as young as 8 years old is actually fairly common nowadays, at least for me. And, you know, that carries with you into your 20s, your 30s, your 40s if you're not too careful. And you guys may have thought, I certainly did when I was using porn, like, oh, I'll quit when I graduate high school, when I graduate college, when I get a girlfriend, when I get engaged, when I get my next job, when I, and that to play that game forever. Right? Until you actually intentionally say, I want to be done with this. You said there's another guy there. He's been pretty quiet though. Does he watch porn?
It's actually my lady. She's here.
Oh, there's a lady there too. Hey there, what's going on?
Hi.
How are you doing in this conversation?
Good.
Yeah? What do you think?
Well, personally, I watch porn, but my
Okay.
boyfriend's cheating, so changed my perspective.
He changed your perspective?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Why is that? How did he change your perspective?
I mean, I respect him, so
Okay.
yes, it
How
is
long-
cheating.
Education.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How long have you guys been together?
Year and a half.
Year and a half. Okay. And I don't hear that one too often where the boyfriend tries to convince the girlfriend to stop watching porn. How long ago did you guys have that conversation?
I think this is happening. I think we're
Like
having a
last week.
50210 right now.
Like it's happening right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I love it. I love it. You guys did not know you were signing up for this conversation tonight, did you?
No, but I do want to say one more thing.
Yeah.
I think sexual tension is also a good thing. And I think we need more men to like stand up for that. Like, it's a good thing to want to go home to your girl, dude. Like, that is what we were born to do. Like, we were created to want women, right? Like, that is just a natural occurrence. And so something that I've realized is that, like, yes, I could so easily just flip that switch on and go in my room and lock the door. But I think saving it for her is really, it makes it so much more fun. Like, I love her so much more. You know what I mean? Like, it's just makes it better.
So it's almost like the real thing with a real person is better than whacking it to a screen.
Yes. And there's more
Okay.
benefits to it for sure.
There's more benefits. Yeah. All right. Oh, I love it. Okay. The question is why, right? For all you guys and everybody listening as well. Like, why do we turn to pornography? Why do we turn to pornography? One of you guys mentioned, or I think both you mentioned, stress, right? It's like, okay, I'm stressed out and I want to relieve that stress. So I'm going to go to something that I know does that and use pornography. Pornography is very effective at making all those bad feelings go away. But like you said, okay, then 5 minutes later, all the shame and guilt kicks in. And it's like, okay, what have I done? Right. And so get into the root of that. Why? Why is it that this is the thing that I use to try to, make my bad feelings go away? Rick, a.k.a. Rick, just said in the chat, you've changed me. I now think that it is cheating. All right, Rick, welcome to the light side, my friend.
Welcome to being a dude, man.
All right, so now for the girlfriend. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay. When were you first exposed to pornography?
I think I was probably like 15.
15? Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to learn how to like do something, so I looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And have you been kind of hooked on it ever since?
Honestly, no, not really. I just watch it when my boyfriend's not around, when he's busy at work.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think you do that?
Honestly, I'm pregnant, so I just get randomly horny. So
Okay. Okay. So you guys are doing it at least sometimes. Congratulations on the baby.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. So you're pregnant and you got a lot of hormones going through your body and you're like, we got to take care of these right now. And you're just going to do that.
yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Got it. And Does it work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like often, but
Well, I'm wondering if there's something beneath the surface that you're actually longing for, that pornography is maybe helping you resolve in the moment.
what do you mean by that?
I don't know, like some kind of connection.
I think it's just like learning performance from it. I don't think that I'm connected. I don't like watch the whole video ever. Just like 30 seconds or something.
Got it. Just 30 seconds. You don't have to be specific in your answer, but do you typically watch the same types of things when you're going to watch it for 30 seconds or so?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one of my favorite authors, Jay Stringer, he wrote the book called Unwanted, and he talks about how our sexual desires or fantasies are not random. And it's fascinating if we look at, oftentimes we tend to turn towards the same things or similar things. And there's a reason for that. It's almost like there's a question we're trying to get answered about ourselves when we're going and watching those specific things. And it's not just about necessarily wanting to see a particular sex act, but it's what are we trying to resolve in ourselves by seeing that thing in that way, in that moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'd encourage you guys, you're going to have a lot to talk about after this conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just talk about that, right?
Yeah.
If you find
the
yourself...
good thing is I'm not like the jealous type, so I'm not like, obviously, like if she was to actually cheat, I'd be pissed, right? But like, like I'm an understanding person, and I don't think it's right to judge her for it either. So it's like, I just personally choose not to for myself. Like I think it's a healthier thing to not do it, Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, and again, no judgment, right? It's just let's be curious about why, right? Why are we turning to those things? And we can get a lot of questions.
It's like hitting a nicotine stick. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest here.
Yeah, hitting a nicotine stick. I've actually never hit a nicotine stick, but I can imagine. But yes, it is similar. So yeah, maybe something for you guys to talk about. All right. You guys are great. I appreciate you guys chatting. What are you guys, what's coming up for you guys as you're having this conversation? On one hand, this is kind of weird that the three of you are just sitting around talking about this. And
I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's kind of awkward for me because I'm his roommate.
yeah, just
I'm exposing myself too. I mean,
yeah, you guys are all in this together, okay? The dude, there's the dude, his pregnant girlfriend, and the roommate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because we literally were talking about this like a week ago. Like,
Yeah.
he was just like,
that's why I
cheating.
joined. I just think it's wrong. I just think it's like, I just think it's just not morally correct. I just think it tears relationships apart. It has way more detrimental effects than people understand, and it's just an excuse if you say it doesn't.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, after I do it, I'm like, why did I do that? Like, why did I
Conviction.
do that?
Yeah. Well, that's the shame talking, right? And again, I'm talking to you and the general you. It's like you're trying to resolve something, right? There's something going on inside of you, inside of me, where it's like, if I go and watch pornography, it'll make that feeling go away. But what I would offer, again, it's not random why we turn to that stuff. And we don't have to go to pornography in order to make that feeling go away. There are other possibilities. Right?
Yeah.
When's the baby coming?
In December.
December,
Christmas
all right.
Eve. Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Okay, so this is relatively new for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. First one?
Yep.
Okay. Are you ready, Lucas?
No.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is. But that's okay. You will be. You'll get ready real quick.
Though. I think I'm really excited, actually. I think it's like one of the most beautiful things that we could be blessed with is a child, and I don't think I'm ready, but I mean, it is what it is. Like, we're here, right?
Yeah, totally. What's going to happen to the roommate when the baby comes? You going to kick him out?
No, I'm gonna get her another house so we can raise the baby over there.
Coaster.
All
Yeah, I
right.
couldn't coach her out.
Nice. Cool. All right, guys. Well, what else do you want to share? Anything?
I think that's it, man. Just if you're a guy, my best advice is drive fast cars, lift some weights, and save your nut, man.
Great advice. Thanks, man. Nice chatting with you guys.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right. See you guys. Bye. Oh, man. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. All right, guys. Give me a follow if you guys like my content. 86 new followers so far. That'll be 100 soon. Let's go. And like and share. Like and share. Tap the like button or whatever you call it. I'll be right back. Oh, man. All right. What an awesome guest. I agree. 01 says, may I join? May I join? May I join? Not if you keep spamming that. What if your wife shows no interest in wanting to be intimate at all? Well, you guys have a problem. You got to talk about that if you want something to change. Hey there, Melanie. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you so much. I have to come back outside because my young kids are sleeping. So
Okay. All right. Well, what do you
thank you for joining me back on.
Mm-hmm.
So your guests are awesome, and I have a lot to say. I feel really sad for the brokenhearted and the ones that aren't quite aware of lust is lust, sin is sin. Where do you draw the line? You know, like I know one of your guests, and I don't mean to go back on to like other guests, and I'm not going to call people out, but just kind of going back to the prompt, is porn cheating? And one of the answers was like, well, if they're not paying for it or if they're not buying OnlyFans, it's kind of like, where do you draw the line? You know, and it's just kind of sad that they have that mentality. Like they deserve so much better, you know, and well, if my spouse is still coming home to me, then why does it matter? Well, it does matter. It does. You know, it's interaction. It's, I mean, how do you feel about that?
Well, I think that where do you draw the line? I think that's the wrong question, right? I think it's why not just strive to focus on your partner? She just went away. Kid probably walked in.
Well,
Oh, you back? So instead of saying where do we draw the line, instead, what if we look at it as saying, okay, well, what would it take for me just to focus on my partner, to be interested in his or her desires, to know my own desires and share them with my partner, right? If we just orient towards that, then we don't have to answer the question of where we draw the line, because there then wouldn't be a line that we're trying to be like, well, where exactly does it become cheating or not?
right. And I agree. But there is a line that sometimes is drawn between partners, like, hey, I'm not willing to do this, or I am willing to do this, and this is where the line is drawn. And so when that line
I
is
thought you were talking about
drawn-
with pornography, right? You're talking about like,
Oh,
with-
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Oh,
got it.
absolutely not. Because there's no right or wrong with the pornography.
Yeah.
I mean, with your spouse, there's a line, and that's where I was heavily, communication. You've got to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, to me, that's just very important. I mean,
Yeah. Well, and that's where I think it's constant communication, right? Like our desires are evolving. And so it's a lot of work to continuously exploring what is going on in our hearts and being curious with our partners. And so we have to keep talking about it. Right? So
absolutely.
I think
And
it's
I
a
think it's very
continuous
sad.
conversation.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you up. It's a little lagged. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, there's so much in this society that's being exposed to us in different ways, where it's music, videos, like music videos, commercials, all of the above, movies, all of the things. I mean, you just have to be aware. You have to have your eyes open. You have to be guided, and you have to know what's right and what's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
And that's just kind of where I stand. Like, it does lead to other things where I say, where is porn really cheating? Well, it leads to other things. So yes, it's lust. It's doing other corn videos because the other one wasn't good enough for you the last time. And then you go on to the next and the next. And then when that's not good enough, what are you going to do then? You're going to go to the real thing? So yes, I really do feel like, I do feel like it's a mentality thing. It's a brain thing. It does alter your brain. It's like a drug. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm not allowed to say that on here.
You just did.
It's like rugs. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like the rugs. It's like a dopamine. It's something that you want to crave and have over and over again, but you feel guilty for after. Like, I've heard with my ex-spouse, which again, I'm happily married now, but before then, I mean, I've experienced it with my older, relationships, that it does affect their brain. It affects how they act, how they feel, what they do. And I firmly believe that. I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and again, it's a conversation that we gotta keep having.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So you were a previous corn watcher, right? Because I followed you for a while, and I watch your videos. I'm not on TikTok a whole lot. So, I mean, I am, but not. But what really engaged you to speaking out against, and your firm belief on why it is wrong?
Yeah, good question. Well, I think for me, and I think many people share this as well, kind of like that previous guest, is we know that there's something wrong with it. Like, especially if we're in a relationship, we just know that there's something wrong with using somebody else's body in order to get sexual satisfaction. Okay, not everybody will hold that opinion, but many people would. And so for me, being exposed to pornography at a very young age, around 10, 11 years old, nobody knew that I ever saw it or was struggling with it. And I carried that with me for decades.
Wow.
I carried the shame of being exposed to it and using it and thinking that that was normal, thinking that that is what sex was supposed to be, what I saw in pornography. The problem, one of the many problems with pornography, is that what we look at affects our desire. And if you are looking at pornography, it will affect what you're desiring in real life. Real sex is not something where you go push a button and get what you want. You have to do things like take a shower and be a person who is interesting and learn how to be interested in other people in order to not just have...
You giggle a little bit.
You're welcome. And it's not just about having a sexual experience, though that's part of it. It's about being connected with somebody else, which is a core longing, I believe, of all humans. Okay, so why the change of heart, or why do I do this? You ask something like that. Well, because I didn't have a place or environment to talk about this. And or I was too afraid or shameful, hold on, let me ban this person, to talk about it. Right? Until I had to hit my rock bottom, right? In my case, my pornography use escalated into physically cheating on my wife while I was married. We're still married, going on, or just past 15 years. And I realized that my pornography use was not just negatively impacting myself, which I always knew it was, having that guilt, shame spiral, but it was negatively impacting the whole world around me. Because I wasn't being the full expression of who I could have been. Most significantly impacting my wife, obviously. Right? So my pornography use escalated into physical cheating. Well, that's not good for a marriage. Right? We know that. Okay? And I hid that as well. Okay? I could teach a master class on how to hide pornography and infidelity. I won't, but I could. And I'm not proud of that. Right? And
See, yes, I agree. I stand behind that.
Yeah. So for me, I just believe that there's so much more to life than masturbating while watching strangers have sex, and or going and trying to execute your fantasy with another person outside of your relationship. A quote I like saying a lot is, behind every man or person, behind every man who's struggling with pornography, there's a story that's dying to be told. Some sort of guilt, some sort of shame, some sort of trauma, some sort of limited or negative beliefs about yourself.
Right.
And can we know and share that story? That is what will bring us into healing and freedom. In fact, in my groups, by the way, I'm a coach. I lead support groups for men and women. Just kind of kick that off tonight in the men's groups, this theme of knowing your story and sharing your story. Knowing your story and sharing your story. Not just the facts about your story, but the meaning and interpretation and how that informs our life today. So, again, that's a very long answer. Why do I do this? Well, I love having conversations with people as well. And you've followed me enough and seeing the comments even here tonight, is that you typically you're not just like wandering around the street or on the internet and watching people talk about pornography and sexual issues, just like that group of 3 that we had talking to us a few minutes ago.
Yeah, this is a topic that does hit home to me a little bit. Well, I say a little bit, a lot of it. I mean, this can make or break someone's their person. Like, you start to think about, like, is it me? What am I doing wrong? And it's very subconscious, and it's hard. It's hard, especially as a woman and as a male. I mean, I heard on the 3 panel where the girl was doing it, but the boyfriend wasn't. So, I mean, it's definitely mixed between men and female. I'm not just saying all men just
I mean, statistically, pornography use is more prevalent amongst men, but many women watch it as well. The data that I cite is relatively old now. It's about 3 to 1. So, if 75-80% of men are regular porn users, roughly 25 to 30% of women are. But that's probably higher now than it is when I first started quoting that study. So, anyways,
and I feel like a lot of people are like, well, it's okay because we're doing it together, and that still doesn't justify it for me. Like, I don't need to watch someone else get off for me to have my pleasures, and like, I want my person, and that's what I want. I guess I could say I'm not very selfish or greedy on a lot of things. I have kids. I have 3 young children, so I have 2 young children and 1 older, all by the same father, just might I add. We were young and in love, and it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, just be yourself, love your person, and that's all. It'll be good. It'll be good. And I see a lot of people in the comments like, it's not cheating because they're not being lustful or they're not physically doing anything. But, you know, it does, a lot of actions lead to other actions. So we have to be mindful of what we're doing and the things that it sets in off in our brain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
All right. Well, thanks for coming back on. I want
Thank
to move
you
on
so much for
to
having
another
me
guest.
again.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Melanie.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
W's in the chat for our guests. Thank you for sharing. We got a lot of people in the queue, which is awesome. I think the odds of us getting a snorer is going to go way up by having this many people in the queue, which we're always here for the snorers. Queen Naden, you said you're there with your husband or your wife?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you. How's it going?
Oh, it's going. It's going kind of shitty, but it's going.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
Well, so I have watched porn and got caught recently watching porn. And I guess my wife set a boundary when we first got together that porn is cheating. And I grew up believing that it wasn't. So me and her are having issues because
is she there right now?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. And I'm
Is
sick,
she-
so I'm sorry for my voice.
That's all right, no problem. Sir, are you being forced to have this conversation right now?
No.
No, I tried exiting out to make dinner.
Blink twice if you're not safe.
No, she was watching this, well, because we're in a recovery kind of thing, and she's cooking dinner, and I was very interested in it.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right. So tell me about you guys. How long have you been married? You know, where are you at? Do you have kids? What's this been like for you?
Together 5 years, and we have an almost 4-year-old, and it's been constant that he cheats with porn.
Okay.
And it has affected us badly.
Okay. Can you guys turn your volume down a little bit? I'm getting some echo, and sometimes if you turn your volume down, it helps with that.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think so. All right. So you said before you got married, she said she believes porn is cheating. How did you respond to that when she said that?
Nonchalantly said, yeah, that makes sense, but didn't really take it as anything, I guess, in that
So
mindset.
you married her anyways, and then you kept watching porn.
Basically, just brushed it under the rug.
Got it. And now here you are, 5 years later, being forced to talk to somebody on TikTok about pornography.
I don't think I'm forced. No,
I know,
I don't because I want it fixed.
Yeah. All right. So, what have you guys done up until this point to work on it?
Well, he did end up going to therapy, but he would lie to his therapist by omission and wouldn't tell her the full story of things that he has or had done, and to kind of get justification on what he was doing. And it didn't really help the situation. And then he stopped therapy because then he got a job because he was a stay-at-home dad for a while. And now it's just kind of same stuff, different day, different month, different year.
Yeah.
And my stance is very much so porn is cheating.
Oh, I got that. It's loud and clear. How long ago was that when you lied to the therapist?
Oh, that was...
It's been a little
years.
over a year.
No, that
Because
was...
you broke up with her. Well, not broke up with her, but you couldn't. You couldn't have the therapist anymore because you we were maybe or maybe not lying to the system, and so he was getting state health care. And so when he stopped getting that because he got a job, then he had to stop having that therapist. And so it was about, it was over a year ago.
Okay, got it. A lot to unpack with what you just said there. All right, so what's your name, man?
My name is Dustin.
Dustin. All right, Dustin. So can I just maybe poke in with a deep question that may or may not hit for you?
Go ahead.
All right. So when did you learn that you needed to lie in order to stay safe?
Oh, this is gonna make me sound like a fucking asshole. So I was married before for about a year, and I learned that the reason we got a divorce is because I was addicted to porn. And then I used that knowledge when I got with my now current wife and said, yeah, porn's bad. You know, I learned from that from my last wife, yada, yada, yada. I wasn't really truthful at the beginning. But now I'm starting to see that, yeah, it's shitty. It's very terrible.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I got that. And there's probably something way before that, when you were younger, to where you learned that lying was better than telling the truth. It would help you stay safe.
I had a very abusive father, and he also watched a lot of porn. Like, he had his daddy movies kind of thing. Like,
He would also request you guys to send pictures and videos of you guys fucking your girlfriends.
oh, I don't know anything about that, but but he was I had a bad dad.
Okay. Did you just breeze over that as though it was like a nothing burger? I had a bad dad. Is that what I heard you say?
Well, I had a bad father. He watched a lot of porn, and he was very open about it, and would, like, you know, back in the day when it was Blockbuster, you know, when you had to go to the shady section to get the movies, he would say it was daddy's movies kind of thing.
Did he make them available for you to watch?
Not, I don't think on purpose, but we had access, me and my older brother, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd invite you to consider he made them available for you to watch them. He may not have literally given them to you, but he also didn't protect you from them. He made them available for you.
I see what you're saying, because he didn't really punish me, you know, as a teenager when you would catch me watching porn, and then you just say, you know, that's your own business, keep it to yourself kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And if what your wife is saying is true, he also obtained content from you guys for his own pleasure?
I don't know anything about that.
So his mother and I had a conversation, and what she told me is that, because it's him and his brother and his sister, right? So obviously just the two boys.
Did someone just crack open a beer?
Yeah, I'm needing one right now.
All right, you're doing great, man.
Sorry. But she told me that Jeremy would request.
Don't say his name.
Oh my God, sorry. I don't know. It was requested that when they had intimate situations with girlfriends, that they send it to him. I don't know if Dustin remembers or if he was ever a part of that, but his older brother certainly did and would videotape and take pictures and then send it to his father. Mind you, this was minors and also up to the point of them being like, 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever. And at one point he sent it to his mom. The brother did. And that's when she was like, what the F are you doing? Why are you sending me this? This is insane. And he explained how, well, the dad wants us to do this. He was proud.
Okay,
So
this occurred at least when they were prior to the age of 18?
It had to have been. And after.
Okay.
I don't know anything about this. This is all new to me.
It was just your brother?
I got it.
Yeah,
Wait to hear.
No, I never sent my dad videos of me fucking people.
Mm,
sorry for the profanity.
Yeah. All right.
It's deep.
Well, just notice. Okay. Yes, there's the present issue of you guys trying to work through this, and like, dude, this is so deep for you. Okay. I don't know if you heard the previous guest, but behind every man who watches pornography is a story that's dying to be told. And again, I cannot stress enough how I heard you just kind of breeze over, I had a bad dad. It's like,
I think I had a terrible father.
no, I got that, but just notice how you relate to it, right? It's like and we just met, man. So whatever I say, take it with a grain of salt. But it's like your body can't even bear to say at this point in the awareness of your story, the reality of what happened. And so I'll just say, I don't think you watch or have watched pornography because you're a pervert or because you want to hurt your wife or your previous wife. It's like, dude, there's boatloads of trauma that are tied up in this to where you're going back to pornography to try to resolve those feelings inside. Again, we've been talking for 5 minutes and you had to crack open a beer.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
I mean, no judgment, right? But it's like, dude, there's some stuff here that it's like, that will live in your body until you examine it and explore the why beneath the surface.
How would I go about that?
Great question. First, start telling the truth. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay, you guys both indicated something to the effect of we had to lie to the system in order to get some sort of help. Okay, well, great job trying. And how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're going to lie about getting help, you're not going to tell the truth while you're getting the help, because what else are you going to lie about?
That's fair. I see your point on that.
Right? So the question is, are you ready and willing to be honest with your life? And if you're willing to do that, and then you get the right kind of help in the right context, you can begin the long, slow, painful healing process. And for somebody like you, man, again, we just met. I'm not saying I'm right, but it's going to get more painful before it gets less painful. Because when these memories come up and when you start examining your life, you're going to want to go grab a beer or go watch some porn, because you're going to try to make those feelings go away. And instead of doing that, you got to just sit with them and notice what comes up for you as you unpack those feelings. And sit in the pain and the discomfort.
Would you recommend a good therapist for this?
I don't have a recommendation for a good therapist. So I'm a coach. I do coaching. I'm not a therapist. You can go to the link in my bio and schedule an intro call with me if you want to see what it's like to work with me. And or find a good therapist. Find a good coach. Find somebody who is actually helping you move in the right direction. There's nothing more expensive than bad or cheap therapy or coaching.
So you do this coaching stuff. Sorry, I'm new. I've never watched this.
That's all right.
My wife was just watching this. And
I follow you. I'm
I
sorry.
just picked up on it. Sorry. So
That's
you
all right.
do this, like you would help me guide me through this process, whatnot.
Yes, absolutely. So I have groups for men like yourself, and I also do one-on-one coaching. It costs money. You can, send me a message or schedule a call. We can talk about that. There's 3 kind of pillars that I'd say are helpful. Some sort of good one-on-one help, some sort of good group work, and a commitment to learning and unlearning new things.
I think that's oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I think what you just said now, unlearning bad things, learning good things is a very good perspective. Because I think that I learned a lot of bad things from my father. Mm-hmm. So I think that would be that's a good mindset.
Yeah, and even and with your parents, right, your family of origin. Jay Stringer in his book Unwanted talks about this, is that we have to look at our parents, our family of origin, with honor and honesty. Meaning we can still honor them while honestly talking about what our experience was like being their children or being raised by them. Right? So on one hand, can we hold with honor, who our parents were, who your dad was, and honestly saying, my dad made pornography available to me. My dad asked for, solicited, however you want to call the stuff you guys described earlier.
I don't know anything about that.
I know you do, and you're gonna take that one to your grave. until you examine the reality of it.
Oh, this beer's going quick. No.
Yeah, they tend to go faster when it gets uncomfortable, huh? So look, man, I mean, what are you wanting in your marriage? What are you wanting for your life?
I want to be the best father and husband that I could be because I never saw that growing up, especially for my daughter. And I want to teach her that not allowing a man to basically run over her and watch porn or whatever and cheat on her is okay. It's not. I want her to find someone that's a lot better of a guy than I am.
Yeah, I'm all for what you just said until the last part, because you're demeaning and diminishing yourself. Let's stop doing that, okay?
I don't think I'm a good guy. I don't think I am. I think I've messed up too many times to say that I'm a good guy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if I was working with you, if I was coaching you, we'd work on that one. Okay. How you phrase that is a shame statement. I am bad. I am wrong. I am unworthy. As opposed to, I did something bad. I did something wrong. Decoupling those is going to be crucial for you. Because if you're living life saying, I'm a bad guy, I can't be a good dad, you're doomed. We've all done stuff bad or wrong.
But what if you keep doing it? Then it's like isn't that like a habit? So that's just kind of who you are.
It doesn't have to be forever.
You get what I'm saying, though?
I got it.
Like,
but it doesn't have to be forever.
This isn't our first altercation with porn.
I got it. What if you could look at it in such a way that has compassion and empathy for yourself and your story? I did not have at least a male role model that taught me what was going on in my body and taught me about how to be a young man, how to treat women, how to be in a healthy relationship, how to notice and care for my feelings and emotions. And I am wanting to be a healthier man.
That's beautiful.
That made me teary-eyed.
Who's chopping onions? Right?
Oh, no.
Okay, but why? Why did that choke you up?
This is what I want to be.
Well, because
I want to fix everything.
Yeah.
I just want to be the best role model I can for my little girl and the best husband I can be for my wife.
Yes. There you go. And you've done some bad things, okay? So have we all. So let's repent of that. Let's change that. And let's live on a new path for the rest of your life and strive towards something better. So you see how shifting how you orient to it, there's hope in that orientation. But the way that you had it framed, oh, I'm just a bad guy, you're doomed.
I see that.
So we got to stop that.
I see that. I get what you're saying. Positivity is king.
Well, sure, but it's not just positivity. I'd say it's true. Are you a bad guy?
I think that I got a lot of, what's the word you say that my dad is?
Narcissist.
Narcissist from my father.
Okay.
And I'm learning that with my wife because her EQ or whatever the hell you guys call it is like through the roof. Mine's like, I feel very dumb compared to her, but she's just on it and she's just kind of opening my eyes how much I just kind of care about just myself and only myself and how basically that's why it's making me feel like I'm just a bad guy because very, I guess, narcissist in the trade, I guess. I wouldn't say I'm a true narcissist, but I just say like practicing.
Narcissistic traits.
Well, I got that. I think that word gets thrown around way too much in our culture, right? Do you have narcissistic tendencies? Who doesn't? If we were to define that by extreme selfishness, everybody does. Right? And so, okay, again, you said you want to be a better father to your daughter and a better husband to your wife. What would be required from you, let's say starting tomorrow, in order to be a better father to your daughter and a better husband to your wife?
Like what do I require?
What would be required from you in order to live into those things?
I think that's a tough question to ask. I mean, I think I have the mindset for it. I don't think it's just anything is holding me back.
Don't overthink it. Just like, what's one thing you would do differently tomorrow if you're like, I'm going to be a better father and a better husband today?
I think maybe just tell my wife and my daughter how much I appreciate them. Maybe go to my way and bring the wife flowers and take the kid for the walk or something. Just do something erratic. I don't know. Well, not really erratic, but just...
How much do you appreciate your wife and why?
I appreciate her so much because she's helped me grow so much with this whole EQ stuff. Like, she's rekindled my relationship with my mom, that I actually talk to her now and we actually see her every year. She's helped me grow mentally in a lot of ways to make me actually realize that I have a lot of problems. Because before I thought I was cool, you know? I thought I was the bee's knees. I was the coolest guy. I was just funny. My wife is awesome and she's such a good cook and amazing in every aspect. She's helped me grow and learn about myself in a lot of ways that I don't think I can ever say anyone else has.
How does it
It's
feel
just beautiful.
for her to hear that? How does it feel for, I don't know your name, but how does it feel for her to hear that?
Something.
You're gonna hate my answer.
Okay, let's hear it.
Same shit, different day.
Okay. Okay, so she doesn't fully believe you.
No.
I don't know
So
why. I mean, I get why with the whole porn cheating stuff. You know, yeah, I can understand that. I get that. I get that mindset that you don't feel like I'm just smoking mirrors.
You're constantly smoking mirrors. It's been 5 years, babe. 5.
What I mean?
So what she wants to see is actions. We aren't what we say we're going to do. We are what we do. So the work for you, or at least part of it, is how can you be in such a way to where she receives non-verbally the things you just described, the appreciation for her. And there's a tinge of some of the things you said. It's not wrong, but it all kind of, much of it came back to you.
What she's done for me, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's awesome. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much she's done for
me. You're not wrong, but it's feedback for you. So instead of, I appreciate her because of what she's done for me, what if it's more appreciation towards who she is and seeing her heart?
Oh, fuck. I like fucking that. I like that, dude. That's nice. I think maybe pay him.
Where do I sign? No, I mean, look, man, there's hope for you, okay? And again, your story is what's driving this behavior. Your story is what's driving your behavior. And there is, you wouldn't have hung in this conversation, neither of you, for 25 minutes if you didn't want this to work. And if she didn't love you, certainly she wouldn't have hung in there for 5 years and 25 minutes here in this conversation.
Oh God, I'm crying again. Shit.
But look, man, I'll make you cry more for a different reason. Partners expire. Partners expire. A partner can only try for so long to deal with what you're dealing with before they expire and they finally give in and say, you know what, enough is enough.
I think we're getting to that point.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I told him I was at.
Oh, shit.
We were at that point. Is that a point that is saving?
Well, you guys have to decide
In
that.
your experience.
Is it worth saving? Is it worth trying to work on it?
Well, no, is there a point to try? In your experience with men and, the relationships they have been in, when it gets to the point where the woman is like, I can't do this anymore, I'm done. How successful has that been?
I can't answer that question for you guys. What I would say is when there's two people who are willing to humbly come to the table and work on restoring a relationship, amazing things can happen. But they both have to be genuinely willing to do that. And is it possible? 100%. I've been there. I blew up my marriage in a horrendous way through pornography and cheating.
And you genuinely never look at a lick of porn again. You never have since that point of true.
August of this year
reforming.
will mark 9 years of never watching pornography since that moment.
On your baby's life.
On my children's lives.
Holy
All
shit.
3 of them.
I think that's why he's got this show.
I know,
honey.
but also it's just, it's just hard to believe. Sometimes also you hear a lot of stories of kind of like drugs, you relapse. So
Kind of
that's
like
why I
drugs,
love
many people relapse. Yes, that's true. But it's not a requirement of the recovery process. My behavior
No.
stopped 4 years before I confessed to my wife. But for the sake of simplicity, I call it August 2017. Because I can't with integrity say that I never used pornography in the 4 years prior. But I 100% can say since August of 2017, there's been no pornography. It is possible.
I will
Okay.
say that your wife is strong as fuck. She's very strong, and also congrats on your guys' anniversary.
Yeah.
But she's a strong woman. She is a strong fucking woman.
Yeah, I know. You're telling me. You try dropping that bomb on your 8-month pregnant wife. What you've been doing, I wouldn't recommend it. You have to be
appreciate
strong
your
to go
honesty.
through that. Yeah.
That is admirable.
Well, look, honesty. Okay, confronting here the why beneath it, and this is not for me to toot my own horn. We have to have this orientation that our lives are valuable and that we have a contribution to make in this world. Right? Like, dude, your life is too important to just masturbate while watching strangers have sex and having your wife feel bad all the time. Like, there's more for you. And finding that reason, that purpose, is what will carry you through this. A man without a purpose or vision in life distracts himself with pleasure. If we don't have a guiding post of where we're heading, sure, let's watch porn and play video games and drink beer and just waste away all the time. Okay, well, why? What's the point? That's not a recommendation, by the way. That's just what
No, I
typically
know.
might happen.
Sorry, I'm listening. I'm just taking it in. I'm listening. I'm sorry. No, that's a very an idle army is a distraught army or whatever that the Book of War says about an army.
Yeah, idle hands of the devil's workshop, all those things.
Yeah.
But again, you part of this for you is you got to figure out the why. Why would you want to change something about your life? And don't do it for her.
No.
Well, hold on. Don't do it for her, though that's a really good reason. But I would just say your partner can't be the totality of your reason.
I would say the why is because I don't want to be like my father, and also I want to be the best father I could be.
Well, yeah, but look, man, it sounds like your dad didn't set the bar too high. So if your dad was at 1% and you turn out to be like 2% of a good dad, would you be like, yeah, we did it?
No.
Oh.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so you're not wrong, right? But it's like when you're learning to ride a bike, it's like, don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree. What do you end up doing?
Hitting the fucking bush. No.
You hit the tree, right? So aim for something different, right? I can be a dad who is X, Y, and Z for my daughter, and that is what I'm going to live into, as opposed to just trying to be less bad than my dad was. And that story will run your life.
But I want to be the best I can be.
Exactly.
He does.
He does.
This guy should be famous.
I mean, he's pretty up there on TikTok, so he's doing great.
So famous. The most famous ever.
So famous.
He said I'm still famous.
So famous.
I get stopped I can't
appreciate
even walk outside because people stop me all the time.
You got more people in this just watching than you do our hometown. So,
where do you guys live? Like, what state are you in?
Washington, but we're in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And for the
All
people who are asking, we are 30.
Okay.
And we also have a house.
Oh, Dustin, why would you say that?
I don't know.
Sorry. I super appreciate your time. I know that we took a lot of it. I do appreciate your time, though.
I do as well. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yeah, guys. Well, look. So I know you just kind of stumbled across this conversation, but in all seriousness, man, if you want to get involved in my support community, I have groups that meet on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern and Wednesday afternoons at 3 p.m. Eastern. Costs money. I'll be upfront about that. It's $199 a month. But what will it take for you? That's my question. If money's an issue and I'm not your guy, fine. Go get help somewhere. Go find some good help that's going to walk you through this. Okay? And for the betrayed...
you're a guy, my friend.
Okay.
No, I was going to have... after we get out of this, I was going to have... I don't have Facebook or anything. Well, I do, but I don't have it on my phone.
TikTok.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't have TikTok at all. But I was going to have her message you. And I don't have TikTok because of...
She'll help you figure it out. Yeah. And for you as well, ma'am, we have a group of women on Tuesday nights as well to heal through the pain and betrayal trauma. You got to have a group of people that are supporting you through this as well. And so if you don't have that...
It's probably not a bad idea. It's kind of lonely.
Yeah, it is lonely. Suffering in silence sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, because so many people want to normalize porn that, like, when you kind of speak of it, they're like, wow, girl, really? Seriously? You care about that? Like, yeah, bitch, I do. Are you fucking serious right now? Yeah, I do. Like, come on.
She's not a pick-me girl.
Oh, stop.
Yeah. When's the women's group?
Yes.
Someone asked. Tuesday nights at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Tuesday nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys. So if this conversation has brought any awareness for you guys and maybe activate you into some sort of action going forward, what would that be?
I would say it helped me a lot. I mean, just basically talking about it with you and I need help and that kind of, not that I'm a piece of shit, I guess, as you were saying, that I just have I guess maybe an illness, I guess. I mean, I don't want to make it an excuse. It sounds like an excuse, but no, what's in your mouth?
Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. As just that, I think it's helped.
Mm-hmm. So far we're on first name
Sorry,
basis
I got
with everybody in the family. Yeah, I got
No,
it.
someone said Seth Rogen, and it's fucking hilarious because so many
Oh, I get
people...
that all the time. I get that all the time.
call him Seth Rogen.
Do they say that about him? No, they're saying that about me.
Oh, about you?
Yeah,
'Cause they also
I
say
get that all the
about
time.
Justin.
Oh, I
Really?
got that about my laugh.
Well, maybe they're saying it about both of us. Who said that? Hold on.
Who was that?
Bambi, are you talking about me or the guest?
Bambi, how? Both.
I get that all the time. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. 7 foot Seth Rogen. That's right. How tall are you, man? How tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Okay. 6'2". So she's talking about me with the I'm 6'7", so I'm the giant Seth.
You're
Rogen.
6'7"?
6'7". Let's go.
Oh my god! You're tall as crap, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm very
You're the
large.
type of patience where literally I'll be walking down the hallway like eyeing you down like, dude, how tall are you? I'm sorry, I have to be cliche. How freaking tall are you? Because that is insane. You probably get that a lot though. Do you get the cards? Have you seen that? The cards where they're like, this is how tall I am, and you just give it to them. That's what you should do.
No, but I would love to have those. I would love to have
You
those.
should freaking do it because I bet you're annoyed with how many times people ask you.
It's pretty annoying, but whatever. Learn to live with it. It's fine. Not a problem. All right, guys. Shoot me a DM or schedule a call. There's a button for a discovery call on the link in my bio. If you have trouble with that, shoot me a message and we'll chat.
I'll absolutely have my wife do the DM stuff. I really do appreciate your time, sir. Thank you. This, I think, was very beneficial for myself and our relationship, but mostly for me. Thank you, sir, for your time.
Yeah, nice chatting with you guys. We'll see you.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye-bye. All right, W's in the chat for our guests, all of our guests. What's up, Misty? I see you there. Oh, man. It's good to be back here, sitting in the seat, talking to people. They were fun. A lot of good guests tonight. By the way, if you guys don't follow me on YouTube, I've got somebody helping me kind of clip my content. So follow me on YouTube, same handle, Pxrn Coach. I don't think it's linked right now on my link tree. I'll put it up there if you guys want to go to the link in my bio. Because I'm going to be putting out more content here as well on TikTok, but also on YouTube. I'm trying to get my YouTube, especially live following, going. So we're going to do that. I'll bring on another guest here in just a minute. And then we'll get back. How long have I been gone? Oh, not long. My cadence of doing lives has only been like once a week lately. And I'm trying to get that to go up. But, kids, summer, all that. I have responsibilities. Okay. Will somebody tell me if the YouTube link is there on the link in my bio? And go subscribe to it. And if not, let me know. Lily, silly Billy, we should embrace cheating TBH. That's an interesting perspective. Is there an app where guys can talk or hold each other accountable? Yes, there's a number of apps. Apps like Ever Accountable. I think I have that linked in my bio as well. Accountability apps are useful, and we need more than behavior modification. So an app like Ever Accountable is helpful. It'll help you kind of have somebody you can share what you're doing on your phone, and they can kind of help monitor it and check in with you. But it's part of the process, okay? We want behavior modification, but that's not the complete way to heal through this. Okay, so do that. It's useful. And are you getting to the root of the issue? You can only behavior modify your way out of this for so long. Okay, you got to get to the root of the issue. Ever Accountable, it's like $8 or $9 a month, something like that. On my resources page, I have a link to a few accountability apps. Ever Accountable is one of them. So check it out, everaccountable.com. All right, let's bring another guest on. Oh, did you guys see the YouTube link? Did my subscriber count change? Does my wife ever come up with you on lives? She has not. She's never been on a live. For some reason, my wife, it's like not her calling in life to talk about porn on the internet like it is mine. But she does occasionally help with my women's groups, with the women's groups. Okay, you do see the link on there. Cool. Will you hit subscribe while you're there? Will you guys all go hit subscribe on my YouTube link that's linked in my bio? Appreciate that. Just do it real quick. We'll wait. Then we'll bring on another guest. I'll give you a second. There we go. Okay, there we go. It works. I saw the number change, so now I know. All right. Follow me here while you're at it as well. Gosh, some good guests tonight. Good guests tonight. All right, let's bring on another guest. Hey there, what's going on?
Hello.
Hello, mama to lots of four-legged babies. Hey there, how's it going?
Hey, I just wanted to tell you, I don't think that I could really thank you enough. I don't know if you remember speaking with me. It's been about 2 months ago. Came on and told you about I've been married for 21 years. Actually, my husband was watching porn in the front room. And at the time...
Oh, when we were talking, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as of this past Friday, I filed for divorce and I kicked him out. And on Monday, we sat down and had a discussion with my daughter. So I have 4 daughters, but I have one that still lives in home. She's still in middle school. And we sat down and told her, that we're getting divorced. And it was a big discussion when I was talking with you, basically saying that I had been staying for her. And after I got off the phone with you, I really just sat for the rest of that weekend and I went through a lot of your content. And I went back afterwards. I looked at a lot of comments from your viewers, and it just was really eye-opening for me and how blinded and naive that I had been. And I just like wholeheartedly just want to say thank you. And it's just like a beginning of a new life, really. I'm 49 and I'm learning how to navigate life by myself with just me and my daughter now. And it's scary, but I am just so appreciative, and I just want to tell you thank you so much. So it's
Thank you.
So that's it.
Thank you for saying that. You're welcome, and thank you. I'm sorry you're going through this, and I am so delighted to hear that you're taking steps forward for the rest of your life that are going to serve you.
Yeah. And I got, so there's a tropical storm that's supposed to be coming through Thursday, which was actually supposed to be the first therapy sessions for me and my daughter. So I'm going to do individual therapy and then like family therapy. He's refused to come, but that's okay. But so I took your advice with that as well. So I'm going to try, because I do think that I need some help with that. And I think she needs support too. Like, I think she needs a safe space where outside of us, you know, that she can feel safe in talking. And it was amazing because not just you, but like a lot of your viewers had said that it's affecting her. Like she, you know, and when we sat down and told her that we were getting divorced, it wasn't so she's 12. She didn't have the reaction that I thought that she would. It was like y'all were just dead on point of everything. Like, and
what I remember that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I and probably the guests were kind of making the, you know, bringing to light, like she knows what's going on. Maybe not specifically the details, but
Right.
she knows. And you were kind of like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I don't think she knows like the specifics, but she definitely she didn't have the reaction, like the shock factor of why we were getting divorced. Like we were very vague, of course, but just, you know, we were just honest with her and saying that, you know, it's not one specific thing. It's just been, you know, just been kind of falling apart over the years. And she just straight out said, yeah, I know. You know, like she's seen the distance and you know, I've always made a conscious effort to, you know, not argue. And I think as women, like when you stop arguing and you stop fighting, you've given up. And you just get distant and you get quiet and you get silent. And that's exactly what I did. Like I just kind of shut down and she saw that. And I told her straight up, I said, my responsibility as a mother is to teach you what you should tolerate and not tolerate and expect and not expect from your spouse.
Good for you.
And I'm not doing a very good job of that. And I want to do better. Like I want to show you that everybody deserves better. No matter man, woman, whatever, like that you should expect and want more from your partner than to just cohabitate, you know, because we can co-parent regardless of where our living arrangements are, you know?
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to just tell you thank you, and to your viewers, thank you for, and you know, some of them were kind of harsh, and it was like I needed that because you're just in denial, you know, it's just like an ongoing. And I know listening to like one of the viewers a few viewers ago, she was saying that, oh, it's okay if he does it, you know, when he's away traveling from work or whatever. And the thing that we talked about over the weekend when it was just me and him, like I asked him if he agreed with, if it really changes, you know, just like you were saying earlier, how it changes your expectations of what you expect and look for. We never had those conversations before because he never wanted to talk about it or admit it, or I mean, I knew it was going on, but he would never have those conversations with me. And I just had to straight up tell him, like, look, the marriage is over. So there's no saving it. So there's no point in lying and continuing to deny that you're not going to gain anything from that. So just be honest with me. And he straight up told me, like, he's like, yeah, I haven't wanted you in a long time. You know, and it hurts like hell. But I appreciated him because you do, like, you just go through like so long, you just like, there must be something wrong with me, or something that, you know, I'm doing wrong, or something I need to do more. And there's nothing. And he told me, honestly, he was like, there's nothing that you could have done that would have changed that. You know, like, I'm not overweight. I'm not I mean, I'm not the most attractive woman in the world, but I'm not hideous either. Like, I try to take care of myself. I try to, and none of those things matter because he wants instant gratification, and I can't offer that.
Well, he spoke what he believed was true to you. And as painful as that was for you to hear, you got some truth, and then you could do something with that information.
Yeah. Yeah. And really, like, I just so happened, it was kind of like God intervened, like, I swear, because I hardly ever go on TikTok, like, ever. And I was sitting here, I'm a nurse, and I was sitting here charting, and honestly, like, and I usually put stupid core TV things on to just listen to in the background while I'm charting. And it was like God just intervened because your feed came up. And I was like, is porn cheating? Like, what kind of title is that? Like, I didn't even know
way better than court TV.
Right. Like, I just didn't even know they discussed these kind of things on here, And so, like, and I started listening, and I was like, oh my God, like, this guy is like telling my life story right now, and it really, like, it was so, I don't know, like, it's just been so mind opening, and it makes you feel like a fool. Like, I feel it just so naive and, like, sheltered, I guess. And, like, I didn't grow up, like, like I told you, I'm 49. I didn't grow up with the internet. And the other amazing thing is, like, how the other guys you were talking to are saying, like, they got exposed to it at like 8 years old, 12 years old. Well, my husband's 4 years older than me. So we didn't grow up with the internet. It wasn't like readily accessible like it is now. Like, he grew up where you had to go, you borrowed your older brother's magazines or your, whatever. Like, it doesn't. And it's just amazing to me. Like, if he was able to be exposed as young as he was, and he didn't have the internet and stuff, it just makes me really sad, because it's like, there's just no hope of your kids not being exposed today. Like, it just makes me sad. Like, it's like, how do you shelter them and keep them safe from that? It just seems impossible today,
Yeah. Well, for sure. I mean, it's very difficult, right?
Yeah.
And I don't live under the illusion that my children will never see it, right? I
Right.
want to prepare my children for how to navigate this, right? And it's hard. There's a book, I don't know if I told you this last time, but there's books linked in my bio called Good Pictures, Bad Pictures that are great tools for how to talk to our kids about pornography.
No, but I will definitely check them out, because I mean, I have daughters, so I know it's a little different where there are women that do watch that, but it definitely, I think, I might be wrong, but I do think it's a little bit more of a male problem, like a younger male problem.
Statistically more prevalent, but it certainly doesn't escape any of us. The books, people in the chat talking about it, Good Pictures, Bad Pictures. There's a version geared towards kids age 3 to 7 and another one geared towards kids age 7 to 11, designed to help parents talk to kids about pornography.
Wow.
And
Awesome.
the books are very simple. It's, it kind of goes like, okay, people have private parts. Private parts are meant to be private. And there are things called pictures, and we can see pictures of good things, and we can see pictures of private parts, and we shouldn't look at pictures of private parts because they are private parts. It's not that hard, right?
Yeah.
And so, it literally kind of walks us through how to do that. And I kid you not, my 5-year-old, if I go up to my 5-year-old and I say, hey son, what do you do if you see pornography? He covers his eyes and he turns around and he says, I cover my eyes, I turn around and I run and tell an adult.
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we're so scared to talk to our kids about porn, if you don't do it, somebody on the internet will.
Right.
And somebody on the internet, AKA pornography, is going to teach your kids about porn. So do you want to have that conversation with them, or do you want some person on the internet to?
Is there one that you recommend for like a 12, almost 13-year-old girl? Like, are there any that you recommend for that age group?
Well, you're getting into all sorts of other territory with a 12 to 13-year-old girl of things to talk about. I would say that the older version of that book would probably still be useful. Good Pictures, Bad Pictures, the regular version.
Okay.
It's going to be a little, more childish in the way it describes things, but a 12-year-old would certainly grasp it.
Right.
I don't have any other books off the top of my head for that age group of girl, but try that one and do some research and find some other ones to talk to go through maybe. Question for you. When we last talked, was I kind of here in my studio or was I on my patio with a whole different environment?
No, I think you were in your studio.
Okay. All right, cool. I want to go back and look at our other conversation.
Yeah, but thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I just appreciate that you are taking your time out to do this because it's so needed, and not just for younger people. Like I said, I'm 49, and these things weren't talked about. I had a boomer mom, and it was like we didn't get a whole lot of birds and bees, and it just wasn't really talked about. We didn't really have sex ed in school until way later. I think it was like sophomore year, and it was very basic, and it's just like, it's really needed because there's just not a lot of people that are doing it, because I do feel like it's become just so like accepted mainstream, and it does destroy relationships, and 21 years is a long time in a lot of your life to give someone for it to end like this. And it's unnecessary,
Yeah.
I think.
Totally. Well, I'm sorry again. I'm sorry you're going through that, and I'm excited for what the next season of your life can and will bring. There will be a lot to grieve through this.
Yeah.
A lot of decisions you're going to have to make, a lot of pain, a lot of hardship, and good for you for stepping into something courageously that is unknown and uncertain. And you have this certainty about you. You're like, oh my gosh, this is the right thing. Great job.
And my older girls, they just started crying. Like they were so happy for me. Like, they're just like, we're so glad that you found the courage. Like, and because they're in a very difficult position too, because it's kind of like they don't want to cross a boundary, right? Like telling their mom what to do or what she shouldn't do, or getting into her personal affairs, but at the same time, like, they saw me just self-destructing with this, and it's like they literally just broke down and are just so like appreciative, and they were like, what made you decide? And I told them, like, I was like, I just happened to find this random guy. and they're just like, and literally, like, my 27-year-old, she said she actually went on and told her best friend about your TikTok, because her and her fiance are dealing with the same issues. And so I'm recruiting people for you.
I can't believe that. That's just wild. Oh man.
Yeah. And so it was very heartwarming to me that like their reaction was like not what I was expecting either, because I mean, that I had told them what, was going on. Like, they knew the basics, and they're just like, Mom, like, if you need to leave, just leave. Like, like our younger sister will understand, and I was like, no, like, she has to have structure. Like, she needs 2 parents in the house. And, and it was like all the excuses. And when I told them that I kicked him out, they were like, you understand that, like, she hasn't really had 2 parents in the house for a long time, Mom.
Yeah.
Like, it's been you, and then it's been him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it hasn't been like a marriage, like two parents working together to raise her. It's been you and then him separate.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have that, you might as well not be married, you know? So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you. And, and I owe my new life to you. I really do. And I know that sounds cliche or whatever, but it's honestly the way I feel. And so I can never thank you enough. And I will try to recruit as many people I can to you, because I think that you're doing a great thing.
Yeah.
So,
well, I appreciate that. Those are some strong words. And I would just say, I'm grateful to have been part of this process and this journey for you. Okay. Truly, I mean, what you're sharing here is pretty profound. I have one more question for you before we move on here is,
yes, sir.
What do you think it was about the conversation that we had that provoked the courage in you to go and take this new unprecedented action for your life?
Really, I think it was like when I got off the phone and I sat here and one, you had told me, you said, oh, is your husband, he's watching porn right now? And I said, yeah. And you were like, oh, go get him on the phone. And I was like, he doesn't even know I'm awake right now. Like, he thinks I'm sleeping. And because he had been sleeping in the living room for several weeks at that point, because he could stay up and watch porn while he thought I was asleep. And he would just tell me, oh, I just fell asleep on the couch again. Yeah, right. Like, it was purposely doing that, you know? But anyway, you told me, go hand him the phone. And I was like, he doesn't even know I'm, you know, and I got off the phone with you and I started reading some of the comments because I wasn't looking at them while I was talking with you. And it was like, it's so ridiculous that, like, I'm a grown woman and I can't even go approach my husband about this. You know, like, what kind of marriage is this to where I'm like, I'm the one that I'm like, I'm all alone in this. You know, like, I'm fighting a battle that isn't even mine. You know, like, these are his demons that he needs to be fighting, and I should be supporting and helping him. But this has to be his journey. Like, why am I seeking out help for an addiction that I don't have?
Yeah.
You know, and it just seems so ridiculous to me. And then when I sat there all weekend and went through all your content, everything that I could find, and every single thing that you said, just, it was like you were writing my bio. Like, it was just everything just was on point. Like, just one thing after another. And I just sat there all weekend just crying. Like, I just couldn't believe how prevalent it was, how, like, you know, because, like, you're an attractive guy, you know, like, all these other people are just like, I'm looking at their pictures, like, all these beautiful people, and, like, they're all dealing with this. Like, it doesn't matter how old you are, what you look like, your situation, you know, it's like, it knows no boundaries. It's like cancer, you know, it just, it doesn't care about anything. It'll attack anybody at any time of their life, you know? And so I wouldn't say it's just one thing. I think it was a combination of just overwhelming, just relatability, you know?
Yeah. It sounds like you just had this moment of like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. There is something different. And then you did it. I mean, I love that. Great job.
Yeah. It took about 2 weeks, but, well, no, it took about 6 weeks, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's
anyway,
fine.
thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
All right. Good night.
All right. Take care. Bye. And keep us posted. She's not there anymore, but let us know how things go. All right. W's in the chat for our guests, all of our guests. I'll take one, maybe two more before I go to bed. And this would be a great way, guys. I have such a hard time promoting myself, but I'm going to do it. So if you guys don't want to hear me promote myself and how you can support me, go to the bathroom or something right now. Okay. If you do, I'm really shifting how I'm doing things here. Okay. My groups are still fine. If you're interested in joining one of my support groups for men who are going through unwanted sexual behavior or women going through betrayal trauma, the link's in my bio for that. But there's a donation link in my bio. If you have been a viewer of me and you want to support what I'm doing and really support this live, I'm wanting to make this be bigger in the sense of more platforms, okay? Particularly YouTube. And I need support for that. I am a nonprofit, so donations are tax deductible. That's a plus. There's a donation link in my bio. You don't have to, obviously, but it would mean a lot if you were able to have the means and are able to support in that way financially. I would be thrilled if you guys would at least check that out and consider that. So there's a donation link in my bio. Again, I'm a 501c3 nonprofit, and your donations are tax deductible. So appreciate that PSA. I got to get better at how I promote that. Why is that so hard for me? Maybe I have to go and look at my story. Don't worry, I do that all the time. Okay, we'll take on one or two more guests here. And then I'm going to go to bed because I really, really, really try to not be up past midnight. Because midnight is late and it's fast approaching. Hello. We did it, guys. We got a snorer. Yes, Angel, I do one-on-one as well. There's a link in my bio. Hello, Nagin, you there? See, this is why the in-studio late-night lives where we have a long guest queue are so good, because then we get snorers. And the snorers are so fun. All right. Hello? You're on TikTok talking about porn. All right, we'll go to the next guest.
Yo.
Hey there, what's going on?
You hear me? How are you, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
Noah Masri, are you 18 or over?
Yeah, that's right. I am 20.
Okay, all right. Is porn cheating?
Yeah, I think so. And
Yeah,
a marriage
okay.
for sure as well.
Okay. Why is that?
Why is that? Because basically you're looking at other women or whatever you're looking at, like full on naked or whatever. It's definitely like something that messes with your head. And you're also looking at another person that's like not dressed and they're doing things that, you know, and you're getting an unrealistic thing on with all these unrealistic things with porn that are messing with a person's head and making them not realize. Like it throws a person off really bad. And it really messes with their head, and it's gonna give them an unrealistic way of being married, and they're gonna want something more than they shouldn't be having, you know, an unrealistic thing. That's besides that it's cheating, but it's basically is cheating. I definitely would say.
Okay, got it. Do you watch porn?
What? No, I mean my longest streak was 6 months. I didn't for 6 months. I didn't do it for 6 months, but right now it's obviously it's hard. It struggles. I'm also single, so it's. I mean, you know, your mind would say, "Oh, it's fine," but now I'm like trying to get back on the streak. I'm going more a few days now, longer, but you know, it's hard. It's definitely hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, man. How long? When were you first exposed to pornography?
Dude, I was like 9 or 10 years old.
How'd that happen?
I don't know, just scrolling on whatever you just like it comes up like on a whatever tablet, whatever, and then it just came up, and then from there it's like it's crazy. Yeah. Like I was really young. That's what really could screw with your mind. Because you see it at a young age, and it's even harder for a person to think like, oh, maybe this isn't good. You have to really have that deep belief to realize in your head, like, yo, this is bad. This is really bad for your mind and for your future and for things that you want in your life, confidence, all those things you want. You can't have that while watching porn. Not just the fact that it's cheating, you know, it's terrible for.
You there, man?
Like I went 6 months, right? And you build so much confidence. You do things with like, you just live every day when you're more powerful. You know what? I know the picture looks weird. Sorry, but what were you saying? Were you gonna say something?
Is that you in your picture?
Yeah.
Okay, bro's pretty jacked, huh?
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you say to the people who are like, oh, testosterone and like I have to do it to be a man and all of that?
Oh, for what? Someone who says, "Oh, I'm a man and I need to do it."
Yeah, like sometimes you hear these kind of meathead type people. I'm not saying you're a meathead, right? But you
Yeah.
have big muscles according to your picture. And they're like, oh, I need it. I need to do it. It's what kind of fuels me being a man. What would you say to that?
I would tell them you may think you need it, but what it's actually doing is it's also lowering your testosterone. You're having lower testosterone. It's messing with your confidence. So you're not even, it's gonna be harder for someone to get a girlfriend or go and talk to a girl. So it's not even gonna help them. It's actually worsening everything that you're doing, and it's gonna lower your confidence. So I'll tell those people that it's actually gonna do worse for you than good. And when you actually don't do it, you're gonna build more testosterone. You're gonna have more testosterone. You're gonna build more confidence. You're gonna feel good about yourself. You may look in someone who does it every day, and they look in the mirror. They feel like shit. They're like, "Yo, I'm not happy with who I am. I'm this, that." When someone goes a month or more, they're feeling. I'm telling you, I've did it myself. I went 6 months. It was the best feeling ever. So for someone that says, "Oh, I'm a man," this, that, you become a real man when you don't do it. That's what I gotta say.
So you went 6 months. Why did you go back to it? Like, what was going on in your life to where you went back to pornography?
Man, it wasn't something in my life. It's just, it was one of the strongest urges I had in those 6 months, and I really was trying so hard to fight it. And obviously, like, I regret it, but that night or whatever, I wasn't able to fight it, and then I just, bless you, and I've just been in a loop, you know. It's a loop, and it's one of the hardest things, but yeah, it is cheating. I had a girlfriend once. I was young, 14, 15, and man, she caught me, like, whatever. She saw that I was watching porn, and I was watching, and it, like, kind of broke her, the girl I was with, but it's really bad. It could hurt the girl you're with very badly, hurt them, and I would say it's cheating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how long has it been now since you watched it?
I'm just on a streak now, but it's like maybe 10 days.
Okay.
It's starting streak.
Well, what just happened for you when you said that? You're
what?
Something changed in your body when you answered that question.
Meaning I don't feel good about it. Meaning I'm feeling good that I'm doing it now, but I just, all I could think about is, man, I went 6 months and, like, I'm on this little streak. Like it's a little embarrassment, like, oh, only 10 days, you know what I'm saying?
You're embarrassed?
No, I'm not embarrassed, but it's like I wish I was more days already, but it's hard.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't say 10 minutes, I said 10 days. Who said it's been 10 minutes? Oh, yeah. 10 minutes with them.
Who else in your life knows that you're struggling with pornography?
Just some friends, my brother. I have a twin brother.
Yeah.
But not much people,
Somebody, I want to answer this question real quick. Somebody said, does counting days help or make it focused? I don't know what you mean by that, make it focused. What I would say to that, though, is be careful about putting the number of days clean or sober on a pedestal, because then you can almost idolize that. The goal is not to stop watching porn, though we want that. But the goal is not to stop watching porn. I think it's to become a healthier man, to look at the reasons why we were watching porn in the first place, heal through that so that we don't even want to turn back to pornography. The danger in trying to make it just about not watching porn is that we're actually not doing anything new. We're just trying to say, don't do that. And if our focus is so fixated on not doing that, inevitably, we can have the tendency to do that again. And then, it's 6 months, now it's 10 days. It's like, well, if only I can get back to 6 months. That's not the goal, right? So what I say, in my recovery groups and my content and everything is recovery is only a failure if we don't learn from it, right? If we're not curious about, and I would actually maybe even say, relapse is only a failure if we don't learn from it, right? So why? The question is, why did you go back to that? As opposed to saying, dang it, I screwed up. Let me try to get a longer streak next time.
It's what my mind was used to. Like, your mind wants to go back to the thing that felt comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And once you see it again, it's like really one of the hardest things to be able to get back on a streak. But yeah. Been strongly thinking about it now to be strong with this, and it's not good to really count days as well. It's just to think is like, let me just get through this day, just to get through the next day. This day today, I'm getting through today, and then the days stack up. Yeah,
well, I wouldn't say it's not good. It's not wrong. It's just be careful with that, right? Because that can become an idol.
It's good, but it can mess with someone's head.
Yeah, totally. Well, thanks for sharing, man. Anything else you want to share?
No, that's all, man. Thanks for letting me in here.
All right, man. Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Take care. Bye.
W's in the chat. All right, I'll be right back. I'll take on, I think, one more guest, and we're going to wrap it up. So, BRB. All right. I turned the music off because the guests have tended to have it kind of echo back tonight. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I just turned it back on. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear the music? Is it too loud right now? Too soft? Just right? Oh, look at that. People on YouTube now. Way to go. You can do it. You can quit again. You were on a roll before. Look at that. They're encouraging you. A little too loud. Okay. Thank you. How about that? Is that better? Can you even hear it now? I've been requesting for over an hour, but I've turned away accidentally. Well, Aaron, now's your time. Hey there, what's going on? Not much.
I'm going to go to bed soon, but I thought this. Oh yeah, I'm 42.
42. All right, cool. I'm going to go to bed soon too. You know, us unks, we got to get our sleep, right?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm a married man. I've been married, I guess almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years this August, and I'm very happily married. And in my relationship, we don't consider it cheating, because we love each other and we're intimate, and it doesn't affect our intimacy. But we allow, like, I'm allowed to watch it. Actually, almost never do. So I definitely don't have that addiction part of it. But sometimes we watch it together occasionally, and sometimes she watches it, especially like if I'm away or she's away for work. So, and we're not there to satisfy each other, and we've both agreed that it's okay. So I for that reason, I don't think it's inherently cheating. Now, that doesn't mean I don't think it has drawbacks, especially for very young people. I think it can become an addiction, and I have I'm in a 12-step program for rugs and alcohol, and I'm 2 years clean from those. And I have friends who are sex and love addicts. So I think it can be very harmful, but I don't think it's inherently cheating. And that's my perspective. I'd like to hear what you think about that.
Yeah. All right. So you said you're married?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you say to your wife on your wedding day?
Like, I do. I love you. Like, what do you mean?
I don't know. Like, did you have any type of vows or anything?
Oh my gosh. I don't remember the exact vows. It was 10 years ago, but yeah, we had vows.
Got it.
The pretty standard vows, you know.
So something like "I love you, only you, mind, body, and soul, till death do us part," something like that.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. What does that mean to you?
I mean, that means that like I don't agree with cheating. I just my body and my soul, like, I'm not looking at it from a religious perspective. I'm spiritual. I'm just not religious. So, you know, what does it mean to me? It means that I'm going to be loyal to her, respect her and her boundaries, build a life with her, try my best to be a good husband. Yeah.
Okay. So if you said something like "I love you, only you, mind, body, and soul, till death do us part," do you think that it is loyal to your partner to masturbate while watching strangers have sex in order for you to get sexual satisfaction?
If my partners said and agreed that that's acceptable behavior, then I think it is loyal. I think if you're betraying the trust of your partner, then it is disloyal. So, like, some people have open relationships, and I don't consider that cheating either, because they've agreed on that and they're not betraying each other's trust.
Yeah, I got you. But let's go back to the vow you made, and I understand that you don't remember what you said, which is something to notice there.
Yeah. No, I remember the basics of it. I just don't remember the exact words of the vow. I didn't write them down, and I didn't repeat them every day for the last 10 years. You know, in sickness and health, you know, I will be there for each other. You know, I you know, till death do us part.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So why do you, if you're married and committed to this woman, why do you masturbate to other women?
Like I said, it's not a habit of mine to do that, but why would I? If I'm in another city or something and feeling, you know, frustrated or that kind of thing, it's a way to deal with that.
So did
relax.
Your vow say something like
mind
that?
you,
I love you, only you, mind, body, and soul. Unless I'm in another city and I'm frustrated, then I'm going to go masturbate to another woman.
I mean, here's the thing: if the agreement between us is one that we understood before and after, we've never had a problem. Now she does it too sometimes, right? So it's not like we don't consider it cheating in our relationship. So I've never seen that as a problem.
I got that.
Like, I get what you're saying.
I won't disagree with you if you agree that you can use other people for sexual pleasure, that it's not cheating. I won't disagree with you there. But again, my question is somebody who said traditional marriage vows, excuse me, the question is why, right? Like, why? What did your vows mean? If at least with regard to sex and what you do sexually and with whom you do it, why did you even say something like that?
Well, I guess the way we thought about our vows and promising our bodies for each other, we meant we weren't going to share our bodies with another. Not that I wouldn't ever touch myself watching pornography. So, like, I mean, it wasn't explicit that way. So, I mean, that's up to interpretation, right?
Got it. So what you didn't mean in your vow was you're going to be the only one who I put my eyes on, who I look at sexually. Your intention was I'm also going to look at other women sexually.
I mean, I don't know if that was my intention per se, because it's not. I don't really like. I don't really get off on porn. It's like it's not my thing. So like, it's not even something I think about, except for when I see a prompt like this. Like it's not like when I say it's irregular. Like it's really like the last time I've even looked at it was with my wife. So if I'm going to gratify myself, it's usually with my own mind. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't necessarily need the.
No, I hear that
stimulation.
You're not a frequent porn user. I got that, and you're leaving the door open to it at least sometimes, and you're not cutting off the possibility of saying, I'm going to go out of my way to not use other women who are outside of my marriage. You're like, that could be possible. We'll just see if it happens. So my question for you is why not just create that intimacy with only your wife?
Well, I don't consider pornography intimacy. I mean, I don't consider self-intimacy to be the same thing as couples intimacy. I think if you have a problem with it and it interferes with your relationship, then that's a problem.
I didn't say pornography was intimacy. My question was, why not just create that intimacy with your wife?
Well, I do. That intimacy is there with my wife. You mean like only ever look at my wife and only ever be sexually aroused by my wife is what you're saying?
Yes.
Why not? I guess it's like not, in a sense, it's maybe not entirely natural for me. Like in that I can see, if I see people, like say not even taking pornography out of the equation, if I'm to like watch a movie with sexually charged content, it might make me aroused to some degree, not to the point where I gratify myself. But if I'm like seeing people like getting hot or being like romantic, it might make me like turned on. So it's like, if I see a beautiful person, I'm going to think they're beautiful. I don't want to have relations with them, but that's just how my mind and body responds to things.
And that makes you totally
I've
normal.
made a point of, yeah.
Right. The question is, it's not what if I accidentally see something, right? If something arouses you, we can't help that. We can't help the first look, or we can't help the first thought, but we can help what happens after that. And so it's kind of a false comparison, because what we haven't been talking about up until this point is what you're describing, like a sex scene in a typical movie. What we're talking about is the intentional, willful act of saying, I am going to go lust after this person and then gratify myself to it.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean,
so the question is why? Why would you leave the door open for that in the context of your marriage?
I mean, I think it can be a normal, healthy part of a sexual relationship.
What can? Using other people?
Like yeah, pornography, even if it's yeah, sure, using other people, yeah.
Got it. Okay, so in your orientation, a part of a normal sexual relationship with a person in the context of a marriage like yours is to also use other people outside of the marriage for sexual gratification.
It can be, yeah.
It can be. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, if it became a problem where it was interfering with my intimacy with my wife, then I would say it's not healthy. But if it doesn't interfere with that, like in my case, it's like I'm not a habitual user of it. It doesn't interfere with my intimacy. So I don't see it. We don't view it as a couple as a problem. And that's why I don't think it's cheating. I think it's cheating if that's what you've come to agree on in the relationship. There's like a lot of women. My ex-wife considered it cheating. And we didn't break up because of that, but we broke up for other reasons. Mainly because we both had we were both addicts of substances and she ended up becoming unalived later on because of her substances, which is, I have an 18-year-old, so I decided to get clean so that he could see that there's a better way of living. So anyways, and his birth mother is no longer with us because of substances. So that was like a big reason why we split up, which was addiction, right? But I didn't I stopped looking at it because she thought it was cheating. So I didn't want to betray her. I didn't realize that when we first got together because we hadn't talked about that. But well before we got married, she said, I consider this cheating. So I abstained from it. I didn't participate in that, because I didn't want to betray. The betrayal of trust is the big thing to me in a marriage. You have to trust is the number one thing. And if you can trust each other and it can be done in a way that doesn't hurt each other, then I think it's okay, and not cheating. That's my opinion on the prompt.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I think, man, I appreciate the conversation. I think that the question that I would just invite you to consider is it honoring towards your wife to be using or seeking out pornography? And I understand that you're not saying that you do that regularly, right? But I would say, is it honoring to your wife to be using other women for sexual pleasure and or leaving open the possibility of doing so, as opposed to saying, I want to just create as much intimacy, sexually and otherwise, between the two of us, and we'll leave it there. Right? So I don't know, you can respond to that if you want, but that's what I would ask you to consider.
Yeah, well, I mean, I appreciate your take. And I think it is important to honor and respect your partner. And I think I'm glad you're out here doing this, even if I don't agree with your prompt, because I think that this does destroy a lot of relationships. And I think that it not beyond destroying relationships, the addiction to it destroys a lot of people's minds, and it goes beyond porn, like sex and love addiction as well. Porn can be part of that, but it can go beyond that. For some people, it's paying for sex or other things like that. It
only goes beyond that if we start somewhere casually watching porn.
Yeah, and look, I'm Unc, so you ask somebody else how old were they when they first saw porn. I think I was probably 7 or 8 when I found a magazine in the woods.
Yeah, I'm 41, man, so I get it. It was the way that we got exposed to it was different back then. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, and I feel bad for the kids now who get exposed to it so young and so in such a hardcore mode that it really destroys their view of intimacy. I probably agree with you on a lot of things, but I do appreciate your take and that you're doing this. So
yeah, thanks for sharing, man. Nice chatting.
Yeah, you too. Have a good day, brother.
All right, see you, Aaron. Bye. By the way, that finding the magazine in the woods, which I've heard that so many times, not only on TikTok, but in my private coaching as well. And, reading books from authors who, specialize in pornography. Why 30, 40, 50 years ago, why were there so many porno mags in the woods? Can somebody answer that question for me? Did they just drop them from a plane one day and say, we're going to put these in the woods? Why are we finding these things in the woods? It's crazy. Okay. All right. All right, chat. That's going to be it for tonight. All right. Great being with you all tonight. Again, my name is Austin Hamilton, also known as the Porn Coach, here to talk about the most important question that I found in life is porn cheating. I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men who are struggling with unwanted sexual behavior and want to heal through it, as well as women who are going through what oftentimes is the lonely journey of partner betrayal trauma. If you're interested in joining a supportive community where we can heal together, we meet on Tuesday nights and Wednesday afternoons for the groups. Women's group is at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday evening. Men's is at 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday evening, and an additional men's group at 3 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday afternoon. I also do private one-on-one coaching, and I host this live stream. So if you don't follow me already, give me a follow up there, and you can tune into my lives. And I would really appreciate it if you guys would also go to the link in my bio and follow me on YouTube as well. Would you please do that? I want to get this thing popping on YouTube as well. And while we're there, if you like my content, you want to support me, there's a donation link in the link in my bio, and I am a tax-deductible nonprofit. This is a legit organization, okay? It's more than just a dude sitting in his garage talking about porn until midnight. So there's a link in my bio if you want to support me in that way as well. All right, great being with you all tonight. Make it a great day or not. The choice is always yours, okay? You get to decide that, whether you're going to make it a great day or not. The great Viktor Frankl said that quote. It's a good one. So, great being with you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.